Hey, welcome. I'd like to say welcome today to another wonderful show here for our Facebook audience. We also have today some people that are going to be joining us from our YouTube channel and even um, our energy healing Facebook group. Thank you so much for being here today. My name is Tammy Anderson Ward, and I am the conference producer here at the Energy Healing Conference. And every Friday here from 10 a.m. and on, we have a wonderful show that we've prepared for you today. We do have some incredible guest speakers. I want to go ahead and spend just a few minutes introducing them. But of course, those of you who are joining us live, please feel free to share where you're tuning in from. We'd love to hear where you're from and also connect with you and get to know you better and how we can serve you as well. So thank you so much for being here. I personally have been a, a learner and somebody who has participated in energy healing sessions since knowingly about 2012 is when I went to my very first energy healing sessions, and then started getting certified and learning about modalities to be able to participate in them. And then in 2014, we had our very first energy healing conference here in Utah. We had 1,400 attendees at that very first conference. And I have just been a huge fan of getting the word out to people ever since. So yes, thank you so much. We've got people tuning in from, looks like, Fairview, Texas. Wonderful. Where are the rest of you from? I'm excited to hear from where you're tuning in from as well. Awesome. Okay, it looks like I want to introduce our speakers. We've got joining us at 10:30 today, Mountain Time. We have Trevor Demick is going to be joining us. And he will be speaking about ADHD and dyslexia in 8 hours. And if you've ever had struggles with focusing, ADHD, and some other issues with those kinds of things, the root stem of those issues could be from brain function. And this particular guy is a life transformational expert, educator, mentor, and speaker. He's the founder of Transcend, which is a company located in Pleasant Grove. He has people that travel in from all over the place in multiple states, and he does what is a session that takes about 8 hours. And I've had people that have not believed that what he can do can happen, and then they've gone and had a session and said it gave them their life back. So I just want you to know that what he does is applied acupressure, and he uses cutting-edge techniques based on principles of acupressure and applied physiology. So experience what it's like to have a fully functioning brain. He's going to be talking about that at our upcoming conference. And today we have him on as a spotlight at 10:30. So I'm super excited. If you've been to one of his classes, let us know how much you loved it. That would be great. So we've got 12 people on. Tell us where you guys are tuning in from. We've got so far Texas. Hey, Ginger. She's coming in from Arizona as well. That's fantastic. So excited to be there this coming spring with you there for a conference. At 10:50 a.m. Mountain Time, we have Jhill Seraphina coming in. She's going to be talking about melting fat with sound waves. It literally is the coolest thing ever. I've personally been doing it myself to help with just a little bit of cellulitis that I've been experiencing, being a mom of 8 kids and just life happening, different things, autoimmune stuff that caused me to gain about 100 pounds in a short time. I've been letting those pounds go using Optavia and other wonderful things. But I found that I had some extra places that just weren't working in the ways that I wanted them to. My daughter turned me on to melting fat with sound waves because I absolutely love the vibrational medicine techniques that are out there. And this one that Jill's going to be talking about today is called Ultrasonic Liposuction. It's a safe, fast, holistic, and effective way to permanently get rid of unwanted cellulite and also some inches and some weight. She's going to go over the science of that, what to expect, and to demonstrate how fun and easy a session with her is. She has been a Reiki practitioner, a certified sound healer, a massage therapist, and she has so much more than that. But absolutely love her so much, and she has been on before at our conferences doing sound baths and all kinds of really exciting things. She lives in Salt Lake. She's super passionate about light and love and healing in all forms. And if you've ever been interested in learning about something like ultrasonic liposuction, come on today for sure, or stay tuned. She'll be on from 10:50 to 11:20 today. After that, we have Jen Suter is going to be talking about why many health problems aren't your fault, and how you may be getting tricked into some false security by your skincare company and being fed a diet of punch and cookies. Punch and cookies sounded really good to me when I was a kid, but after you eat those for a while, maybe not so much, right? She says that could be hurting your family. She wants to talk to you about the toxicity in some of those products and learning about how depleted soils and environmental toxins can cause a myriad of physical, emotional, and even mental difficulties. But more importantly, learn how to reverse those effects and achieve beauty, health, wellness, and more through topical nutrition. So if you've ever been fascinated by using things like this, she has a reputable and loyal following with her company called True Love Skincare. I'm super excited for you guys to meet her. The very first time I came across her, she had only one product. Now she has many, many products. She's a pioneer in the science of topical nutrition, and really has been an advocate for people with their health. I've been super thankful for her and how much she's absolutely helped so many people. All right, I have one more speaker to introduce, and that is Roseanne Marsh. She's going to be joining us at 12:10 p.m. Mountain Time today, and she's going to be speaking specifically for teens and their parents. This is the other youth class that I was super excited to tell you guys about. Last week, we heard from Aubrey Taylor. Make sure you go to this one too. She says, does the teen brain function the same as an adult? Yes, but with some very significant differences that create great opportunity for teens when they realize how to optimize this stage of brain development they're in. So if you're looking at learning how to help your teens and also yourself, she's going to be working with you today, starting at that time, 12:10 p.m. So with over 25 years of experience working in business and programs involving youth, Roseanne has applied behavioral psychology and the science of the body and the mind to real-life experiences that produce sales gains, associate retention, and an awakening to the choice and control teens have in their life when they are taught the tools. Course creator of Level Up Empowering Possibilities, a new social emotional leadership course written for teens, Roseanne is educating teens and parents alike on how to awaken ownership, ignite empowerment, and inspire creatorship. So that is our lineup today. Let's go ahead and kick off with some amazing giveaways, shall we? So I have something that I'm going to be sending out as a kit to the first winner, and how you're going to be entering for that is I would like to suggest that you consider sharing this video with your friends if this speaks to you and you'd like to enter for our first contest. Now let me tell you what I've got. This is a little package that I'm going to call some selenite love. And if you have ever used selenite before, you know about the beautiful qualities of it. My kids were really excited to watch A Wrinkle in Time because they had selenite towers in their windowsills just like we do. This package, this giveaway for those of you who share this video and enter for this contest, the winner is going to win a selenite tower. I also have 2 raw little, you can call them whatever you want, sticks, wands, whatever, but they are raw pieces of selenite. And so you're also going to win this in your package. And wait, I'm not done. There's more. You'll also get this palm stone that is made of beautiful selenite. And we call selenite at our house liquid light. And on the rock scale, you'll notice that it's a softer stone, 1 being talc, 2 being diamond, and the white, the number 1, the talc, is the softest. Selenite is a 2, so it's pretty soft. I'm going to be wrapping these with lots of bubble wrap. And when you receive them in your home, you'll be able to pull them out and use them. This is a selenite charger. You can actually put your other stones right on this, and it will literally charge your stones or return them to their original blueprint. So I think you'll have a lot of fun with this one here. If you've shared, please put in the comments that you've shared. That's how we're going to be choosing a winner in just a moment, based off of people who have shared this. So go ahead and put in that you've shared. Once you've done that, we'll go ahead and enter you into this. And I don't care where you are in the world, I will mail this out to you and send it with lots of love. So again, we've got our selenite charger, we've got the palm stone, we've got the short raw pieces here that will come to you, as well as this beautiful little tower that we'll be sending out to you. Now, some of you may be wondering what selenite is good for, and I want to tell you some of the reasons why I absolutely love sharing selenite with my kids and with my clients and with my family as well. Selenite is one of those stones that's really good at dispelling negative energy, getting rid of it, clearing, really in many different ways. It has the capacity to, if you can actually take a biofield viewer and you have a client sitting in front of that video camera that can see energy in real time, and you were to give them a piece of selenite and you put it in a certain chakra using intention to clear it out, you would actually see that energy shift and move. So if you've ever wondered, like, well, how do stones actually help people? They have the capacity, because of their structure and because of the frequency that they hold, right? It's because of biology, you guys. They hold that really well. And you put them in different areas, they literally can clear that out. And it's one of the reasons why I like using stones, because they're easy. You know what I mean? You don't have to like even necessarily be certified in certain things to be able to get the benefits from them. I know some people like challenge them. Well, how does that work? And you guys, there's lots of science behind these. And some of my favorite people to follow as far as crystal healing goes is, there's quite a few books out there, of course, on crystal healing. But one of my favorite authors, her name is Hibiscus Rose. No, that's not quite right. Hibiscus Moon, is that it? Oh, Hibiscus Moon, I think is what it is. Yes, that is her. That's what she goes by. There we go. So Hibiscus Moon, I apologize that I got her name wrong. I knew that wasn't quite right. Anyway, I have quite a few books from her, and I love learning from her, and highly recommend all of her good stuff. But if you've been wanting to get some crystals and some stones, we've got our conference that is coming up this next weekend, and that is going to be happening in Layton, Utah. Now I'm going to go ahead and also do some giveaways for some tickets. So this is your chance to get in on some tickets. If you do not yet have your conference tickets for Layton, Utah, I would love to invite you to go ahead and just put in the letter C for a conference ticket. C and with the letter L if you'd like to attend live. So that stands for conference and live, or Layton, right? If you'd like to get a ticket right now put on by our sponsors for this event, their generous support is what is providing these tickets for you. So thank you to all of our speakers, all of our sponsors, and of course, those of you who get vendor tables as well. We really appreciate you. You allow us to do that. If you're thinking you want to see who's speaking, what's happening, what's going on at this conference, I'm going to go ahead and put the link down here in the comments for you so that you can see that, and you can go ahead and go from there. One of the things I absolutely want you to know about this conference is that we have over 60 different vendors. There's going to be many different gemstone and crystal healing booths. We started out with only 1 or 2, and I started setting the intention that we would attract more, and I think we're now up to 6. So I'm so excited. There'll be a great variety for you. Those are always the most popular booths at our conference, and people have been asking us for a larger variety for those, and we have heard you. So we will be definitely doing that for you, and want to make sure that you are getting what you want. So those of you who just put down the letter C and an L, you automatically just won. I'm going to be sending you a link for you and a couple of guests to come to the conference. Now, if you are thinking, yeah, I would like to go, but maybe you're not able to come because of work, or maybe you happen to have you live in a different state and you're not able to travel, or maybe because of sickness or whatever. If there's a reason why you cannot come and you would like to still be able to participate, I want to invite you to put in the letter C and then the letter V. And it doesn't stand for CV like what you might be thinking. It's going to stand for Conference Virtual. Okay, so the letter C and then the letter V if you would like to come to this conference. And the virtual tickets are going to get you in for a lot of great classes. You can see right on our conference website there that we've got a lot of details about the speakers that are going to be there. And if you go to our pinned post for our conference page here on Facebook, you'll see an entire list, an entire schedule of those classes. And our vendors are in a huge hall this time, and then the speakers are in their own rooms. In addition to that, we have some bonuses that we have not yet announced. I wanted to make sure that I let you guys know about them. We're going to be having a VIP early morning yoga that is happening. We're also going to be having Qigong with Benjamin King in a huge wide room. Normally, we're not able to do that because we have classes only with chairs, but this time we're adding in some new bonuses and new highlights. So you can actually come and experience a full Qigong session, a full live session. It's going to be so much fun. Okay, so I'm so happy to hear that. Thank you so much, Danielle, for sharing about how much you loved that. And also those of you who enjoyed the Pocatello conference, thank you so much for sharing. I always love it when people leave those awesome reviews on our page as well, letting other people know like that this was a good thing for them. I really appreciate you sharing that, just to like kind of help spread the love and help spread the word there about what we're doing here with these conferences. My goal is to make it as affordable and as accessible as absolutely possible for what we're doing here. When I very first started wanting to learn about energy healing, I was so excited, but I couldn't find anything that was really very affordable and something that I could just do from home. Many of the things that we do at our company here is we literally make it so that you can do things from home as well. So affordable and as accessible as possible. This information should not be kept from people. So if you're thinking, oh my gosh, like I totally want to go, we hope you'll join us. There's lots of good things happening there. Okay, so I've got some virtual tickets that we're going to be giving away today. We've also got some live tickets. If you're watching right now and you would like to join us, please go ahead and put in the letter C and the letter L for the conference live ticket. And if you would like a virtual ticket, you'll have access that day during the live, and then you'll also have access for up to 1 week after. So please put those down as well. All right, if you've shared this video, please go ahead and let us know by putting the word shared in the comments. And we would be happy to go ahead and do our Selenite giveaway here in just a moment. The Selenite winner is going to get the palm stone, which you guys, it's actually a pretty good sized stone. And then we also have this flat piece that is used as a charger for many people. And then we also have the 2 raw pieces here. And then, of course, the selenite tower. And this is honestly one of my favorite stones. If you've used selenite before, will you please go ahead in the comments and share one of the ways that you also have used selenite in your own home or in your own energy medicine practice as well. We want to hear all the details. All right, I'm going to go ahead and choose a random winner here from people who have shared the video. Thank you so much for sharing, though. It really means a lot to me. Of course, I like to do giveaways, but when you share, what you're doing is you're getting our speakers in front of more people so you can really help more people. So thank you so much for that. Really appreciate everybody who's been doing that. I also am going to do some giveaways for our Confidently. It's a program that's on demand. Basically, when you get the email for it, what's going to happen is you click on it and it takes you through 8 different weeks of classes. We do energy healing. We do all kinds of different practices and homework. We're talking about forgiveness. We're talking about ways that you can really learn to love yourself even deeper. I'm the teacher, I'm the mentor of that class, and I will tell you it's one of the best things that I've ever put together. If you're interested in purchasing it, it's literally less than $40 for the entire program. And it's directed towards teens and also women of all ages. And I want to do a giveaway for that one as well. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. How you're going to enter for that one is you're going to let me know how long have you known about energy healing. So go ahead in the comments and share with us how long you've known. Maybe 1 month, maybe 1 year, or 5 years, or 10 years. Think about it. When was the first time that you ever heard somebody talking about energy healing, or you started becoming more aware of it? Maybe it's something that you've just always known about. My grandma used to do all kinds of stuff with us in regards to lots of different alternative things. So kind of fun. Whenever we got a sore throat, she would have us gargle with apple cider vinegar in some warm water or a little bit of cayenne pepper in a warm tea. And then she would also have us do lion's pose from yoga, which I didn't even know that was a thing until I was in my 30s, so it's kind of fun. All right, the Selenite Love winner is going to go to Roxanne Rowe. So Roxanne, congratulations. Those of you who've been on our page before, you know how we do this. We send all kinds of love to the people who win. So Roxanne, you're going to Facebook message me your mailing address. Don't put it in the comments here, but go ahead and let us know. Yes, this is so fun, you guys. I'm so excited. Thank you so much. Oh, it's so cool. I love it. Wendy, I love your comment. That's awesome. Yes, thank you so much, Roseanne. You guys send her some emojis. That's so good. But I love it when people celebrate when other people win. It feels like such good, happy vibes. You know what I mean? I just feel so happy and positive, and I just am so thankful when people do that. So thank you guys so much. And then let's also do the giveaway for the Confidently group. So let's see, who would like that? Actually, if you're interested in that, go ahead and put your favorite emoji down in the comments. That's how we'll do the entry for that one. I think I said how to enter before, and I can't remember. So you guys will have to bear with me. Maybe put just your favorite emoji. I know some of you know how to do an emoji. Maybe you don't. I don't know. It's so fun though. So if you put down see how Danielle's got the little party hat, and it's a little celebratory thing. Oh yeah, you guys know how to do this. Look at all of these popping up here. So cool. I love it. Okay, so Lisa, I don't know how to say your last name, Kabatting Payne. You're going to be the winner for the Confidently. So you're going to send me a Facebook message. Don't forget, because I won't know how to get a hold of you. But send me your email so that I can get you in on that and let me know, hey, I'm the one who won the Confidently. And then we'll go from there. And let's see, I want to go ahead and do one more. Let's do Haley Brown is going to be our second winner for the Confidently. Oh, I know. I suggested that you guys put down how long you've known about energy healing, right? All right, let's do one more. Oh, I was just going to choose Lisa Kabatting Payne again. So there we go. She definitely won. She won twice. I love it. Okay, very cool, you guys. I'm so honored to be here with you today. I'm so grateful. I literally um, just feel like these connections are so important. And I would love to hear from you next. If you have a guest that you would like to see on our show here, or if you yourself would like to be on, will you please maybe send me a Facebook message or an email? I'd love to hear from you. One of the things that I want to start actually doing is I want to start highlighting some stories of personal experience. So you don't have to be a practitioner or like a famous public speaker or, anything like that. You don't have to be an author. I actually would just really love to hear some personal experiences. I find that they are quite inspiring. They give people hope. And if you're interested in wanting to share that, will you please message me and let me know, if you'd like to be on. Even if it's just something that you would like me to share with others that happened with you. I definitely want to hear only personal experiences, not necessarily like a he said, she said kind of thing, but I want to hear from some people. I've had people write in and share some personal stories and messages, and I've just been so inspired, and I thought it'd be really fun to actually hear some more of those. So if that's something that you'd like to see, then definitely let me know. And thank you so much for everybody who's been on and everyone who has participated in being a speaker with us. That's something that I know is not always easy for everyone to do, but you add so much value by doing that. And I'm just so grateful. The next little informal survey that I'm doing today is I want to ask you, what kind of vendors do you love to see at our conferences? Those of you who have been multiple times, you know the kind of booths that we have. They're so much fun. We have all kinds of different things. We have people who do sound healing. We have people who do light therapy. And actually the light therapy is complimentary sessions. So if you're coming to Layton next weekend, make sure you for sure get on their schedule. They always end up turning people away at the end because they just don't have enough room for every single person. But if that's something that you're interested in getting in on, you're going to want to go sign up on the schedule early in the day so that you can get in on that. So let's see, what other tips might you have for that? That'd be so cool. Let's see. How would you like to revive those? I'm not sure what you're asking there. Oh, like how to get the message and stuff. Facebook on the Energy Healing Conference Facebook page is probably one of the best ways, or you can send it to my personal page as well. That'd be great. I'll receive those. Got it. Yeah, that's wonderful. We also love our vendors that have unique products and services for health. Sometimes we'll have a new one come and we'll have like tons of people write in and say, you have to have them back. I'm going to definitely go every single time just to come and meet with them. So yes, I know, right? I love them all as well. The crystal ladies and products that you haven't seen before. I'm all over that as well, Wendy. Wendy, are you coming? You're coming, right? It's going to be so fun. Laura says she has a story. How does she PM me? Yeah, just send it right to our Facebook page, Energy Healing Conference. I'll be looking for those. I want to be able to share more of those. I know there's so many stories out there. I want to start collecting them and having some guest speakers come on and share those. And one of the things I know about energy healing is that sometimes people just aren't aware of what can happen. I remember this one time one of my daughters had an ear infection that was just reoccurring. It would not go away. And it was super painful for her. And at the time, I had a gentleman who did EFT, which stands for Emotional Freedom Technique, come over to our house, and he worked with her for just a few minutes, and it was completely gone. He said, I don't know if you know that much about how emotions affect the body, but she had a lot of anger inside and in her ear. And as soon as he released it using body talk and EFT, it went away. And she hasn't had an ear infection since. So I've been really grateful for that. That was about 11 years ago. I didn't even know that was energy healing. You know what I mean? Like I didn't understand that. So I'm so excited. I want to be able to hear your stories. They're super inspiring. and we'll just have you guys keep coming in with those. That'll be so much fun. All right, we're going to go ahead and bring on our very first guest, and that is Trevor Demick. So Trevor, how are you, my friend? Uh-oh, I can't hear you. Your sound is out.
Let's How about now? Can you hear me now?
I can. Wonderful. Yes,
it's the mute button. It's pretty simple, but some of us forget that. So
it's all good. It's all good. I'm so glad you're here. And let's see, how many conferences have you been to before?
Oh my goodness. Of your conferences?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I've been doing this now for 4 or 5 years. Like, it's been a while. So this is not my first rodeo.
Definitely not. And one of the things I want to say about how we came across you as a speaker is we had dozens of people actually writing into us, telling us about their experience with you. They were clients of yours that had had tremendous success. And they said, we've been to your conferences too. And we know you guys don't know each other, but you should know Trevor. And, you know, you didn't even know about our conferences. When I reached out to you, you were like, who are you? Like, what is this? And so I just feel so grateful that people reached out and let us know about you. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the time over to you and let people know about all of this awesomeness that you've been helping people with.
Cool. That's awesome. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful to be here and be able to do this, to let people understand what I do and how it works, because I myself personally had dyslexia and grew up with dyslexia, went through school with dyslexia. I went through college with dyslexia and struggled. It was really, really hard. Learning was hard. Reading was hard. Spelling was almost impossible. You know, to go through this learning disability through school is really hard. And yet this whole time there was this thing called brain integration that would eliminate my dyslexia, but I didn't know about it. And so I had to go through school this whole time when there was an option to get rid of it, to make school easier, but I wasn't aware of it, just like I wasn't aware of Tammy and these amazing conferences. And so my biggest goal is just to let people know, say, hey, there are options for things like learning disabilities with ADHD and ADD and auditory processing and dyslexia. But if we don't know about them, it doesn't do any good to have these options. And so I'm really excited to be able to talk about what I do, how it works a little bit. I want to start off, well, first of all, I want to share a little story of a recent client I had last week, just to give you an idea of what it can do. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about more how I got into this, and then talk a little bit more about the brain and how the brain affects our ability to learn, or that can contribute to these things like ADHD or dyslexia, auditory processing. And so first I want to tell you about this amazing client I had. He was I think he was 9 years old, if I remember correctly, 9 or 10, he's right around there. And he had some severe learning disabilities. In fact, at age 9 or 10, he wasn't able to really read much. He was really struggling with his sounds, of being able to retain sounds and how you put letters together. He knew how to write his name, but he would often put the letters in the wrong order, or he'd flip-flop them, reverse them. And so learning for him was extremely difficult, and school was extremely challenging for him. And after going through this brain integration, I taught him, it took about 3 minutes to teach him how to spell the word house, which he could not spell. And he could spell it forward and he could spell it backwards. And then I took another 3 or 4 minutes and taught him how to spell the word fluoride, which most adults can't spell that one correctly because it's a little bit different than most English words, right? And he could spell it forward and spell it backwards. And that's 8 letters. And he could hold all 8 letters in his head, in his mind's eye. He could see all 8 letters and he could spell it forward and spell it backwards in just a couple minutes. And so it's really amazing what this getting your brain to work correctly can do when it comes to learning, when it comes to school, or even work. I mean, I was an adult with dyslexia, and because everything was so difficult, I chose to do something more with my hands. I was a general contractor for 12 years. And because I didn't have to read reports, I didn't have to write reports. I just could look at a picture of a blueprint and I could build it. And it was really simple. But my dyslexia very much limited my adult life as well. It wasn't just hard in school for me. And so we think that, if we can just get through school, life's going to get easier. And not really. Typically, we try to create a life around our disabilities. And so by getting our brains integrated, it allows us to do whatever we want, whenever we want. And so it's really cool to have a brain that works correctly and being able to process things. So if you can, and I'm not sure I'm not in Facebook. I'm in a different application here, so I can't see Facebook, but I do have a comment section. So if you can, put in the comment section if you know someone who has, you don't have to put their name, but just put a thumbs up or heart or something, I guess, to let me know that you know someone who has a learning disability that might benefit from getting their brains integrated. And I've got an assistant here that my amazing, beautiful wife, you can't see, and hopefully she can. Oh, she's telling me she can't see anything either. So we are not social media people, unfortunately, and so this is new for us. So be patient. But anyway, I will be able to view it after this. I can go back to my Facebook page and see comments, and I'll respond to any questions that you do have. So feel free to post some questions there. Where I cannot see them right now, may not be able to respond to them right now, but I will get back to you after I'm done, and I'll go back and answer those questions for you. So feel free to put that up. All right, so back to my story. Okay, I mentioned a little bit that I went through school with dyslexia. In fact, in 7th grade, I was diagnosed with a severe case of dyslexia. I was reading on about a 3rd grade reading level. And if you remember 7th grade, which I don't remember much of it, but I spent most of it in the principal's office, I think. But anyway, so in that 7th grade, right, it was really hard, not just with English class because reading was hard, but reading the 3rd grade reading level made science class hard because I couldn't read the test questions, or I couldn't read the text that was involved in science. And history was the same way. And all my classes that required me to read, right, or tested via reading questions made it extremely hard. And so I tested really low all the time, which looked like I didn't know what was going on, or I didn't understand the information, but it was just that I didn't understand the questions. A lot of times I knew the information, but I didn't understand what the question was asking. And so I got really bad grades all the way through high school. In fact, by the time I graduated from high school, I was reading on maybe a 5th grade reading level. I graduated with a 1.9 GPA. I know, don't celebrate too much for me, but I did. And so, school was really hard. And I didn't think I was ever going to be able to get to college, but I did and got through college. And then while I was working on my master's program to do marriage and family therapy, I heard of this person who could eliminate dyslexia. And I was like, wait, what? Because I'd tried other things like colored lenses and overlays and stuff like that really didn't help. But I was interested. I had a cousin who'd already had it done, and I saw what it had done for him. He actually had depression and dyslexia, and he got rid of his depression and his dyslexia. And so I was like, well, I think I'll give this a try. And I was unfamiliar with energy work. Okay. This was like new to me. And so I show up to this guy's office, and he's just like pushing on different parts of my body. And I'm thinking, this is weird. Like, I've got 6 brothers, and I'm sure they've hit me there all once. It didn't fix my dyslexia. So like, why is this guy pushing on my body going to fix my dyslexia? Because I didn't understand energy work and how it worked and how the body worked. And so it was really weird to me, but I finished it. And by the time I was done, I was blown away with the results. Like, some of my results came so fast, like even by lunch break, I could remember numbers. I could see numbers in my head. I could remember them long enough to type into my phone, which I could never do that before. As a general contractor, people was always, oh, call this subcontractor, call this supply house. And I'm like, hold on a second, what was the phone number? And, dialing 3 numbers at a time. Okay, what's the next 3? And it was so embarrassing and so frustrating because I could not remember a phone number long enough to type it into my phone. And like I said, by lunchtime of having this work, my brain worked on, I could do that. I could hold on to these numbers. And it was so life-changing for me. And I know that may sound really simple for some of you that have great memories and you're like, what's the big deal? But on a daily basis, when your memory, or your lack of memory, I should say, right, is holding you back and makes you feel stupid every day, it's huge when you no longer feel stupid anymore because you can remember a phone number. And so anyway, that's how it got me going in this. Just the results I saw with myself, with my family, with my kids, it just blew me away. How different life can actually be when your brain works correctly, and how much easier life can be when your brain works correctly. And so I want to talk a little bit now about what I'm doing and how it works, or at least what maybe some of the parts of the brain that's causing these learning disabilities. Because when you hear about you can eliminate these in 8 hours, a lot of people, the biggest response is how, or Well, that's impossible. Or why would I want to get rid of my dyslexia or my ADHD? There's so many gifts that come with it, right? And the good news is we don't get rid of the gifts, right? We're just making the brain work better. You know, one of the things I really felt helped me a lot with dyslexia, or the talents I have to help me with get through dyslexia, was that ability to look outside the box, to see things differently, and that endurance to just keep going and never give up. I mean, I had other classmates who had dyslexia who just kind of gave up. Unfortunately, they dropped out of high school. Some of them would self-medicate with alcohol and drugs as a way to escape that horrible feel of going to school every day and failing, and going to school and failing, and trying and failing and trying and failing day after day after day, which was really sad to see. And it's still happening today. But personally, though, just to be able to get rid of that dyslexia was amazing. And that's why I do what I do, because I want to help people have better lives. I want to help them make life easier for them, regardless of how old they are. And so if you want, first I want to talk a little bit about ADHD, okay? Because this is the one where, you know, there's a lot of talents and traits that can come from ADHD, so to say, or gifts, I guess you can call them, that, you know, help you that focus, hyper focus, even though the rest of the time it's really hard to focus at times. And that the root cause of that inability to visually focus, okay? Because there's lots of different parts of the brain. We're just talking about the visual focus part, where, you know, you're trying to talk to someone, you're like, squirrel, you know, type of thing, right? What causes that? Okay, and this is the part of the brain that processes your focal point. So if you look at the tip of your finger here, this is your focal point. Everything else around your finger is your peripheral vision. Okay, and so if the part of the brain that processes focal point is not working, that means everything in your peripheral vision becomes a stronger stimulant, right? And attention always goes to the stronger stimulant. So you can be looking at the teacher, and then a bird flies past the window, you're like, what's that, right? Because you cannot not look at the bird, because that's the stronger stimulant. And so the attention goes there. And so, you know, a kid's pencil rolls off the desk and falls on the floor. What's that? And then someone's foot's over here bouncing, like, what's that over here? And you're constantly being distracted. And your attention is constantly going to something else, which makes it almost impossible to stay focused on whatever you're doing, the book you're reading, the person you're talking to. And so that part of the brain not working, that part of the brain that processes focal point, can add a lot of problems to life, problems to learning, and make these things a lot more difficult than they should be. Well, through brain integration, right, we're able to go back in and turn that part of the brain on. So now all of a sudden, naturally, you can stay focused. Yeah, the bird flies past the window, but you can stay focused on whatever you're doing, reading the book, the person you're talking to. And even though your brain says, hey, a bird just flew past the window, you don't have to look at it. And so it makes life a whole lot easier, and it makes learning easier, and it makes communicating easier, and everything easier, right? Because you're just able to visually focus. And so that's where kind of some of the things we're able to do is we're just able to go in there, get that part of the brain working again. And then that part of the brain works, and now that struggle goes away. And so it's really simple, really easy. With dyslexia, okay, one of the things that I like to talk about dyslexia that makes it really easy to understand, because there's not a lot to known about dyslexia, actually. At least when I was going through it, there wasn't a lot out there to do or to help, and there's no medications for it, where, you know, there's some medication for ADHD and stuff like that, and you can change your diet to help with ADHD and all that type of stuff, right? There's not a lot out there for the dyslexia, other than, you know, like colored lenses and overlays and stuff like that, and then just learning ways to try to get around it, which is also helpful too. But why learn ways around it when you can just get rid of it and then you don't need it anymore? So but with me, so like that switching, if you look at like a B, and you may write a D, or you may say D. So, you know, instead of saying dog, you might say bog. Or if you look at the word brain, right, you might say train, or you might say pain or something, right? Because you're flipping these letters around all the time. And so what's going on with the brain is that your right eye, okay, is supposed to be processed on the back left part of the brain, right? Okay, in order for the right eye to get to the back left, it has to cross the corpus callosum, which your brain is kind of like a peanut M&M that's been split in half. And it's got to get across to the other side. And there's this thing called the corpus callosum. And in my class, I'll be getting into way more detail than this of what's going on with the brain, how it's working. Okay, but just remember, it's got to go from right eye to back left brain, right? And so if it can't do that, your brain's processing things incorrectly. And this is the reason why. As an image passes through the lens of your eye, the image flips upside down and reverses. So the back of your eye, where your rods and cones are that actually process what you're seeing, the image is upside down and backwards. And then when that image goes from the right eye to the back left part of the brain and it crosses that corpus callosum, it unflips it. So the back left part of the brain sees everything right side up and forward instead of upside down and backwards like the back of the eye. Now with dyslexia, is that part of the corpus callosum that allows it to cross from right to left isn't working. So that means because it can't go left, it goes straight back right, and the back right of the brain sees everything upside down and backwards, okay? And so then the brain has to manually turn everything around, right side up and forward again, which over time we get pretty good at doing it. And so it kind of looks like we start to grow out of our dyslexia, or it doesn't become as big of a problem for us, but it's actually just the brain getting really good at doing it. And so again, with the brain integration, we can go back in there and we can turn that part of the brain back on again so that the right eye goes across the corpus callosum like it's supposed to and is processed on the back left part of the brain where it's supposed to be. And so now the brain sees everything right side up and forward again. And so with that example of that 9-year-old kid I worked on, when he would write his name, he would mix the order of the letters, or he would flip the letters upside down or backwards. And so as soon as we got that part of the brain working again, he actually wrote his name perfect the first time. He actually even put the capital letter for his first name, or for the first letter, and then all lowercase letters like it's supposed to be afterwards. And that was something he couldn't do. When he wrote his name, it was some capital, some lowercase, some flipped around, some reversed, some mixed order, some, it was just a mess, right? And he just, he went and wrote his name perfect the first time. And when he wrote fluoride, when I taught him how to spell fluoride, he went and wrote fluoride perfectly. All the letters in my order were all facing the right direction again, because now that's how the brain was processing it. And so when he went to retrieve it, it retrieved it in the right order. So it's really amazing what can happen when the brain is working correctly. Same thing with auditory processing. That's another one that I see a lot of. This is more of a learning disability that's not always recognizable, but it's just how well your brain's able to understand what's being said and then articulate your thoughts and get those thoughts out correctly. These kids tend to be more quiet in the classroom. They don't really cause a problem. They kind of sit there quietly. They don't want to ask the teacher questions. They don't want to, they just, because they have a hard time explaining. Like, I don't understand. Can you explain this again? If you do explain it again, their brain's not processing what they're hearing very well. And so it creates this delayed. I actually had a client years ago when I first started. In fact, I've been doing this for 10 years now. Well, January will be 10 years. Worked on almost 900 people, seeing huge results with everybody. But one of my first clients I worked on, she was going to school here where my office was at, and her dad actually called, made the appointment. And so I didn't know a lot about her, other than her dad said that she was diagnosed with Asperger's, which is like a high functioning autism. They've eliminated the Asperger's diagnosis now, so it's not available, but back then it was. And so anyway, she was diagnosed with Asperger's. And so she shows up to my office, first time, never met her, talked to her. And I'm like, "Hi, how you doing?" And she gives me this blank stare. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's kind of one of those autistic kind of things. I'm like, know what's going on. So well, come in, sit down. And so she walks into my office, sits down in the chair. She looks at me. "Fine, thanks. How are you?" And I was like, wait, hold up a second. What's going on? So I asked her another question, and I started to count inside my head. 1, 2, 3. I get to 33, and she answers the question. Okay, it took her brain 30 to 40 seconds to take what the ear picked up, make words and make sense of it, come up with a response, and then articulate out of her mouth again. And it was really cool because by the time I got done working with her, she could respond instantaneously, just like everybody else could. Completely changed her life. A lot of people wouldn't even talk to her anymore because it took her so long to respond. They just assumed she didn't want to talk to them. And you think about 30 to 40 seconds, that's a long time to wait in a conversation. And so it was really, really hard for her to have a social life or interact with people because they just thought she didn't want to talk to them. And over time, she just gave up and says, "Why should I try? Because I know you're not going to wait for me to answer. So I'm just going to ignore you. I'm just going to turn away and walk away without even answering the question." So she had a lot of other symptoms going on that kind of added to some of that. But it was really neat to see her be able to instantly respond to a question afterwards. And so the brain integration is really, really powerful. This was actually created in Australia in the mid 80s. So it's been around for a long time. When it was created, the lady in Australia did some research. I'll talk more about that research in my class and some of the results that came from that research. But she used EEG scans and brain mapping to look at the brain. She used the IQ test to test clients before and after to show how they tested differently, how the brain map showed the brain working differently, the EEG scans, everything. And so it's really cool that there's actually this cool energy modality that changes lives, but it's also got some great research behind it, backing it. And so it's just been a huge blessing for me to be able to watch miracles every day, to see people's lives change, from kids to adults. My youngest client was 4. I recommend waiting until about 5 or 6 because the brain's still growing pretty rapidly. My oldest client was 82. And so it's really cool to see how life can change at any stage in life, and to be able to see all the positive changes that come from a brain working correctly, and from being able to receive, process, store, and retrieve information, and how much that can change lives. If you guys have any questions, please, again, I'm sorry, I apologize, I can't see Facebook right now, but if you can post some questions, then I can also answer them. You can see here on the video my website, utahbrainintegration.com. If you go to there, I have a contact page. You can contact me from there as well. There's a phone number there. You can call me if you have any questions. But most importantly, if you really want to get the information, come to the conference, because you're going to get some awesome information, not just from me, but from all the speakers that are there, because we are all awesome. Really, we are. So not to brag or anything, but we're freaking awesome. So
you're so funny. You have such a fun personality and great sense of humor, and you're just so fun. I'm grateful for all the people that you're able to help with this, because what you described, I know a lot of people have been experiencing. And so I'm just really grateful for you. Wendy did have a couple of questions that were really specific, so I'll have you go and answer her question. But yes, those of you who've noticed a decline in your ability to organize and focus and have memory and all of that, it's going to be huge. So yeah, thank you so much for being here. We'll see you at the conference.
thank you.
Thanks again. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, he's so much fun. I'm so excited to have him be a part of this conference. And our next speaker is the amazing Jhill Seraphina. I'm going to go ahead and bring her right on. Hey, girl, how are you?
Hi. Can you hear me okay?
Oh, you're so awesome. So I personally have experienced exactly what you're doing right now, and I love it so much. And I can't wait for you to talk about it. So I'm going to go ahead, without further ado, turn the time over to you.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I am Jhill Seraphina. I am the owner of Vibes of Light. I work primarily out of Salt Lake City, but I do also work part-time in Phoenix. I am currently in Phoenix right now, so if anybody is local to the area and would like a treatment for the next couple of days, hit me up. We can definitely make that happen. I do come down to Phoenix about every other month, but my primary work is in Salt Lake City. So we're going to talk about ultrasonic liposuction and how you can melt your fat using sound waves. It's just so much fun, and I'm just so excited about it. And I actually have Tammy to thank for introducing me to it, because I am a sound healing practitioner, and I was doing a sound bath at one of her amazing retreats, which I want to plug. If you can ever go to one of her retreats, for sure do it. It will change your life. But yeah, at the end of the sound bath, because at the beginning of the sound bath, I always explain like the power of sound and what sound waves can do for you. And we're not just making pretty music, but we're actually physiologically making changes in your body and instigating healing and nitric oxide. And afterwards, she came up and she's like, yeah, sound waves, they're so cool. That's how I melt my fat. And I was like, come again? What? That's amazing. I had no idea that was a thing. And so the more I looked into it and researched it, I was so sold. Like every single research was saying how much more effective ultrasonic liposuction is versus cool sculpting, which is really popular on the market right now. How much better and more effective it is than traditional liposuction. And just every single article I was pulling up and reading had nothing but positive and amazing things to say about it. I figured since it is sound, it fits my brand, and it's holistic, so it fits my brand, and it's just stinking fun. That fits my brand. Because I am all about fun. I don't want to do something if it's not fun. and is losing inches immediately. Not so fun. Because how much better and more confident do you feel when your clothes are fitting just better and you're just more confident? And I was even going to say, why don't y'all go ahead and mark in the comments, go ahead and put down some occasions that you would want to feel your most confident and feel like your best self. Because I do work on a lot of brides right before their wedding, just to kind of get them in and just feeling their best. High school reunions, that's a fun one too. So just go ahead and put in the comments some different occasions that you would love to lose some inches. And what I love about this is that it is fast, safe, and effective. And so I say fast because you literally lose an inch in one 60-minute session. And so most people do sign up for about a 3-package deal because it is a little bit cheaper than like if you purchase more at a time. And so I basically guarantee like 3 inches off, which is so fun. So this is the ultrasonic liposuction. So it's using ultrasonic sound waves and also radio frequency to tighten your skin. And so that is why we are getting better results than traditional liposuction, because traditional liposuction is pulling out your fat cells and then they're just kind of sewing you back up. There's no skin tightening, and so you can have lumpy results. Whereas this, we are melting your fat cells, and up to 30% of them are bursting, which is why this is permanent. And then also tightening your skin. So you're getting firmer and toner in that section that we're working on. And the results are just so stinking fun. This is the most common thing that I do is the fat melting and skin tightening. And I do stomachs the most. I do have a beautiful model here. Thanks for joining us. I have really found my passion is in the stomach and then in the belly. I have loved it so much. But the different body parts that we can do are inner thigh. I do a lot of inner thigh, outer thigh, on top of the knees. Sometimes you can get like a little bit of a bulge sitting on top of the knee. I have done love handles, the bra bulge in the back, like when you have your bra on. And sometimes, yeah, it's just like right underneath. Sometimes you can get these little like fat rolls, and we can take that away. Your arms, and I can also do necks, with the radio frequency. We call them facelifts. So we are holistically and fast, safe, effectively tightening your skin and lifting everything. I had a client just yesterday say that she will never do Botox again because of how amazing her results were from just one session of doing the facelift skin tightening. So I love doing that. We can work double chins. We just have to be really careful with like the thyroid and stuff, but totally doable and workable. And we can do the back of the thighs with the cellulite reduction. With that, we do also combine it with wood therapy so that we do a little bit of scraping to kind of break up the cellulite. Then I will do my ultrasonic machine on it mixed with some scraping throughout the session. And also butt cupping is a really fun one. A lot of people get intrigued by what is that? Because I have it listed on my menu. And that is another holistic and natural way to lift and plump up your buttocks. And it's really fun and effective. And it's nice because we can melt the thighs and just kind of put it up so we can contour. We call this dream body contour because I can bring in your love handles, tighten in your thighs, and lift your butt. So you guys seriously, I know everyone wants that. It is seriously so fun. And so yeah, my different nozzles back here. One is for skin tightening with the radio frequency, and then this one has a deep suctioning, and so it's really good for deep wrinkles on the face. So this way, it's tightening the skin and lifting up the wrinkles. So if you have any of the lines in your face, like up here, we call those the WTF lines in your forehead, or any of the crow's feet or the smile lines, it's really good to use this one with the suctioning on it as well. Or we can just do the skin tightening. And then this one is a larger unit to do the suctioning with your thighs. So for the cellulite, it works great because we can suction and tighten the skin. So what I like to do on the thighs, they can take a little bit longer sometimes, but I do like to do my ultrasonic. I like to do the wood therapy with it and then the ultrasonic, and then we kind of end it with the suctioning and the skin tightening, just to truly get like those firm tone results. So kind of the science behind this and why and how it works is the ultrasonic sound waves are coming out of this middle section right here, and they go into your body and they create micro bubbles in your fat cells. So that's going to agitate your fat cells enough that up to 30% of them are going to burst. And then your lymphatic system is going to carry it away, and your liver's going to process it, and then it'll end up in the toilet about 72 hours later. So we do need to do your appointments at least 72 hours in between, because it does take the full 72 hours for the full process of your body. So what's fun though is you do get immediate results. Just after a 60-minute session, you will see results, but then you'll get the full results of the session at about the 42 or the 48-hour mark. And then after that, it's all just more internal, and like your lymph and your liver and everything will be processing it. So all of the results that I post, if anyone wants to go follow me on Instagram, if you're not already, it's Vibes of Light. And I believe it's vibes.of.light. But I post things like this. And so let me just kind of explain. So I always take before measurements, and these are in inches. And on the stomach, I do above the belly button, like an inch or two, at the belly button, and then below the belly button. And then we do the session for 60 minutes, and then we'll take after measurements, and then I'll just kind of do the math for you. And so then this is what I post. And so what I love about this is that I get amazing results in the 60 minutes, but like I just said, your true results of the session happen in 48 hours. So my clients will go home and continue losing. And so I'm not even doing myself a credit by showing how much they're actually losing, because you continue to lose like about another quarter of an inch after you leave me. But I just love to do. And when you come in for multiple sessions, I like to keep your original befores, so that way you can see where you started and like where you've ended. So last night, my client came in for her second session on her stomach. And so in just 2 sessions, we were able to reduce by 2 inches, 2 inches, and 1.7. Oh, nope, that's 3 inches. Sorry, I'm not reading it upside down. So we were able to do 3 inches in just 2 sessions, which is so fun. And obviously, results will vary, but I do kind of guarantee an inch in your first session. And so I have only had, out of hundreds and hundreds of clients, I've only had 2 people not lose an inch in their first session. And I was able to bring both of them back for another session free of charge, because I have the guarantee. And we were able to do some energy work and get things to shift, and then they were able to lose their inch. And so because of those 2 experiences, I do now include energy work with all of my sessions. I am a massage therapist. That's my original trade. I've been a massage therapist for about 14 years. My passion is the body. I'm obsessed with it. I love it. And then about 3 years ago, I got into Reiki, and I am a level 4 Reiki practitioner. And about 2 years ago, I got into sound healing. And so I now incorporate all of my knowledge from all of my healing modalities into my sessions with my clients. So that way you get the best results and the most bang for your buck. And what is fun is this one. Here's a before and after picture. She was, what is that, almost 3 inches? So fun. I love, and this is just one 60-minute session. And she was my very first client that my intuition was telling me that she was needing some energy work done, because we were doing her lower abdomen was her main concern. And she needed a womb cleanse. And so I just kind of tapped into her womb and I like cleansed it out and everything. And she dropped so many inches in her first session. We were both like screaming and squealing, like her measurements. Like, it was so fun. She was my very first one. So now I do check in on almost every single client to see, do you need a womb cleanse? Is there an energetic reason why you're hanging on to the excess weight right here? Or is it physical? And I always love to, that sounds weird, but like I love to talk to the fat cells. And I always ask, like, are you ready to release? And they always usually say yes. Like,
Yes.
I know. And I love just adding the energetic component because I'm like, thank you so much for what you've done. Thank you so much for the cushion and the protection you have provided. Because everything about what we do and what we are, we have attracted. Like law of attraction, straight up, our lives, what we are experiencing right now is what we have attracted. And so we, for some reason, we're attracting excess weight on our stomachs. And it's usually due to cushion or protection, emotionally, physically, all the things. So even if you have trauma in your womb, or there's just so many different reasons of why we can add cushion and protection to our bodies right there. And that's our sacral chakra. I could go on forever about the energy work behind it, but I love checking in now. And I also talk to the fat cells and just say, thank you so much for the cushion and protection you have provided, but your duty has been fulfilled. Your contract has been honored. Thank you so much. You may now leave with love and gratitude. Bye. Just by adding those types of phrasings in, seriously, we've been getting the most amazing results with my clients. And it's been so fun. And also, rule number one is I do not allow any negative like body shaming to occur in my office. We love our bodies. Our bodies have done amazing things, such amazing things. They are troopers. And so I see this, like what I do of reducing inches off bodies is just like a way of giving back to our bodies, because like they work so hard for us. And now that we've kind of discovered this cute little shortcut, like let's do something back for our bodies. I'm not here to like fix you or like make you prettier because you're ugly. Like that is not at all the angle of which we come at this weight loss and this inch loss. Is I just feel like you can absolutely go into the gym and do diet and exercise and lose these inches, but that's also a lot of work. And so why not give your body like a nice little quick shortcut if one exists, and it's fun and it's so cost effective and just physically effective. So that's what I love to do. We love our bodies. Everything is positive body, like affirmations, and we just love our bodies. We want to do everything we can to help keep them healthy and loving on them. And one of my favorite stories with my clients, I've had 2 clients now come in for their thighs on their side. One was the saddlebags on the side, and one was on the inner thigh. She had some like clumping that was occurring due to some medication she had taken back when she was working on being fertile, like way back in the day for her. And both of these 2 clients were complaining that their thighs were super sensitive to the touch. And so if anyone were to ever like kind of squeeze them slightly, or if they were to like bang their legs ever so slightly, like on a table or anything, it was just really painful. And so both of these clients too, they were about like a month apart that had come in. Even just after their first session of doing this, they both came back and were ecstatic that their legs were no longer sensitive. And they were just like, that was worth the money right then and there. Like my legs like feel normal again. And it's due to our fat cells hold on to toxins. And so I was able to burst enough of their fat cells that their toxins were to release. And so it was no longer being stored there. And so it was no longer sensitive to the touch. And so that is, I just love hearing stories like that. And they're just endless stories of clients that are just so happy with like what they've received. Because this is also kind of a detox process. And so you can, like, you do leave feeling like happier, brighter, lighter, and it's just more clean. And I've had a lot of people to even say like sometimes like their hormones kind of clean up. And say like results aren't typical, but I can't guarantee that. But I just hear it time and time again. So many clients are just saying how much better they feel. They feel more energized. They get like this burst of energy and all these things. And they are just so in love with the results they've been getting. And I was going to demonstrate on, how are we doing on time? I think we're good. I'm going to demonstrate here on my model and just kind of show a little bit. So when you come in for a session, I will start out with an intake form. So that way we can go over like your medical history, just make sure everything is kosher and like you're safe and good to go. Some of the main contraindications, the biggest ones are you can't be breastfeeding and or pregnant. If you are pregnant, we can still do your arms or something, or like your legs or something. I just will not do your stomach for obvious reasons. But breastfeeding, just because this is a circulatory issue and like your lymphatic system. We just don't want to risk anything getting mixed into your milk and then your baby drinking it. So we do just advise to wait until you're done breastfeeding to come in and get some sessions. If you are on your moon cycle, it's that time of the month, we can work on you, but it's just better if we don't. Your body's already going through so much processing at that time, and bloating does occur, so your results aren't going to be like as fun. So if you do like have an appointment and then you end up starting your period, totally fine. Just text me, let me know, and we'll just get you rescheduled for another week or two, just to kind of let your body calm back down and kind of come back to normal. I do use coconut oil, so if anyone's allergic to coconut, totally fine. I can use a jelly, that is fine, but I do have that pretty big on my intake form because a lot of people think it's a food product, so why do they need to bring it up in a session? But pacemaker, you can't do this if you have a pacemaker. And this is circulation involved. So if you have any type of circulatory problem, and we are going to lump in heart disease, liver disease, and kidney disease with that. Let's not do a session on you if you have any of those. But regarding circulation, we do need all of your lymph nodes to be in place. So if you've had cancer and have had a lymph node removed, you probably won't be a good candidate for this, because everything does need to be in good working order in order to flow and process and filter out. And also with that said, your liver needs to be in good working order as well. But if anyone has any questions on whether you'd be a good candidate or not, or if one of your medications might be a contraindication, feel free to message me I'm on Facebook, Vibes of Light, and I'm also on Instagram, vibes.of.light, and I can put all of these things in the comments as well. But yeah, we can totally discuss, because there's a lot of indications where we can just work around it. So not a lot of them are for sure no sessions for you. So we can totally work around lots of different things. And then obviously if you are sick or have an active fever or active infection, because once again, your lymph nodes are going to be working on cleansing that. So I don't want to overwhelm them with processing your fat cells if they need to be working on a sickness. So once again, we would just reschedule you, but no big deal. So you're coming in for an appointment, and we're going to do the intake form, go over your medical, and then we're going to take before pictures and before measurements. So like I was showing with this, we will record everything here, and then we will do 60 minutes of machine time on whatever body part, or if we need to do like a little consult on what body part, if you aren't quite sure which one to start working on first, that's totally cool. We can discuss that. And then we will do the 60 minutes of machine time, and including like the energy work. Sometimes I do incorporate tuning forks or essential oils, anything that I intuitively am getting that your body needs to help release, especially if you're holding on to like trauma or any emotional type things. We can absolutely work with that, because that is my first and foremost passion, is working on the body. And then, so we'll do the 60 minutes of machine time, and then we will have you stand back up, and we'll do your after pictures and after measurements. And then we'll just check you out and schedule you for your next one. And like I said, we do need to wait 72 hours in between each session. And so if you order the 3-pack, which I highly recommend, because that does bring it down to $200 a session. So for $600, we can take 3 inches off any section of your body. We could do the 3 sessions in 1 week. We just have to wait 72 hours in between, but we can usually get that done. And then I also offer a 5-pack, and that brings it down to $175 per session. And we can usually get that done in about a week and a half, sometimes 2 weeks. And so I do recommend trying to get your appointments in as close together as possible, because it's just like going to the gym. The more frequently you go, the more permanent your results are going to be. Because I am permanently removing the fat that is leaving in the session, but you are perfectly capable of adding back in new fat cells. So we do highly recommend. The ideal client is someone who's already on their weight loss journey, or has already gone through the weight loss journey, and they're really close to their ideal weight. They just have some stubborn areas. About that, we can like hone in and like specialize on where, because like one time I had 2 different clients on their ribs. They just had kind of like some fat deposits here, so it looked like they had 4 lumps in their chest. And I had never seen that before, and I love bodies like so much. And I love it when there's like unique situations. And so I was able to work their ribs. And they were so grateful that I was able to even those back down. Because how do you like work that section in the gym? Or this one client, she had done some other type of weight loss thing at another clinic, and one of her paddles had fallen off midsection. And so I know, so her hips lost weight at different rates. And so she had like a love handle sitting back here on one hip and not on the other hip. And she was like, "Can you please even me out?" I was like, "Absolutely." And so we just, for an hour, just worked on one little hip, and I evened her body back out. And it was just so fun. So I love that we can like focus on anything that your body, because everybody is so unique on how it works and stuff. So just to kind of demonstrate, I would put on some coconut oil. And it just turns on. And then we just kind of go in circles. And this is about it. So this is why I love it, because you absolutely 100% can go to the gym and work so hard. And you can come onto my massage table, you can scroll Facebook, you can fall asleep, we can chat the whole time, it all works. But I will do one half of your body for 30 minutes, and then I'll switch and do the other side, so that way I'm getting the love handles. I love to focus right underneath the belly button, because that's where the majority of women will gather. I do work on men too. They get great results too. So don't think this is just for females. It is painless. It's actually relaxing. I really do have a lot of people who just fall asleep because it's warming. It's not hot, but it is warming. And it's just kind of like a little massage. It's a fat melting massage. It is so fun. And I just love that weight loss, inch loss can be fun, and it's easy, it's relaxing, it's efficient, it's fast. Because who doesn't love just getting instant results in 1 hour? 60 minutes. And it's also fun because the client will hear a high-pitched buzzing in their ear. You can hear it. And that is the sound waves going into their body. And it's kind of just like, so you can hear it, but like I can't hear anything. Which is just further proof like these sound waves are going in. But these sound waves are going in only to the subcutaneous layer of the skin. And so your organs are perfectly safe. Because a lot of people, because one of my questions on my intake form is, do you have any metal implants? And so a lot of people ask about an IUD, and we are not going that deep at all. We're just more concerned if like your knee or your shoulder or something is going to have like a metal plate, and we can just avoid that area. But we are just hitting the skin. Your organs are totally fine. We're not going that deep with it. And yeah. I am going to be offering a $50 discount to anyone who wants to try this for their first time. I'll post my scheduler. I think it's VOL schedule is my scheduler. I'll look that up, but I'll post it in the comments. And if you use the coupon code EHC50, so Energy Healing Conference 50. So EHC50 is a coupon code that will get you $50 off your first session. So that's actually, so I normally charge $225 per session. And if you get the 3-pack, that brings it down to $200 a session. And if you do the 5-pack or more, that brings it down to $175. So by using this coupon code, you will be able to get the 5-session pack pricing for just one if you want to come in and try it. But for anyone who is just already sold, they're committed, they're ready to go, and you want to do the 3-pack session for this conference and this little conference live right here, I will offer a free facelift session to any 3-pack purchase. If you just mention this offer, I will add that on for you. And that is $111 value added if you want to purchase a 3-pack. And once again, those results are so fun and so fast and just so stinking fun. So to schedule, you can text me. My phone number is 801-541-5902, or you can message me through Instagram on Vibes of Lights. And also in my link tree is where I have the scheduler for that too. But there's just so many ways to contact me and get on my schedule. And like I said, I primarily work out of Salt Lake City. And I think that's about it. Do we have any questions, Tammy? Are any questions coming in on the...
This is so fun. I love it because I literally learned about this from my daughter, who was like, I've been following this chick and she's doing this thing. And I was like, well, crap, I'd let go of a ton of weight, and I was like having some issues with just a little bit of hanging skin on my face and stuff like that. And literally the very first time that I went, I was like, holy crap. And honestly, your prices are ridiculously affordable, way, 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 way good. And look at those results too. So
yeah, what I love about this one is you can see, like, this is the before and this is the after, and just look at her hourglass shape that got created in just one session.
And it feels relaxing. It doesn't hurt or anything. So yeah, that's always really nice too. So yeah.
And this one, we were able to do minus 2.5 in her lower belly with some energy work added to it.
Cool.
In just one session. You guys, I'm obsessed with this. It is so stinking fun.
It is awesome. I love it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's good stuff. So I did put the scheduler up on the banner so people can see that.
Perfect.
I also put your phone number right in the comments so people can reach out to you with any specific questions. People were asking, like, what's the name of the machine and the tech? Like, how did you do this? So I'll let you follow up with them with some of those specific.
Yeah. You do need to be a master esthetician or a licensed massage therapist in order to operate this machine. And I absolutely will talk about how you can offer it too in your practices. If you want to just side message me, and I'll absolutely give all that information.
That's awesome. Okay, and I think we need to like talk about like how long is your coupon code good for? Because if
I set it to be good for the end of the year, so you have till December 31st.
Okay, that sounds great.
Great
awesome.
question.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate you. I know you're down in sunshiny Arizona, so I really appreciate you.
Yes, love you.
All right, love you too, my friend. We'll see you later.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Isn't she's like so fun? I like love her so much. You guys are going to freaking just love that. And whereas I've like used that personally myself, I love being able to like give you guys like actual factual, like, hey, I've done that. I know, and it's good. The next guest that we have coming on is so much fun too. You guys will absolutely love her. This is the amazing Jen Suter. I feel like I need to have like a, applause in the background or something going on.
Oh, thank you so much. I get so excited to see you, Tammy.
Aw, thank you. Okay, well, girl, I'm going to just turn the time right over to you so that you can like take
This is so great. Yeah, so today I want to talk other.
Totally just accidentally removed you.
That's okay. Your face is really cute, so we like it. Today I want to talk about what Mother Nature Fresh is. And I feel like it's almost like a bad word, like Mother Nature Fresh. But I think it's so important to talk about because one of the ways that we are secretly being poisoned is through our skincare and through our hair care and through our cleaning products and things like that. Because what people don't understand is that what you put on your skin goes into your body. In fact, there's so much research going into vitamin patches. And think about if you took a nicotine patch, where does that nicotine go? Straight into your bloodstream. And so I really just want to get into it right away and just really just give you guys so much meat and knowledge so that you're going to walk away knowing what Mother Nature Fresh is, why Mother Nature Fresh, and how to use Mother Nature Fresh in your daily life and why that is so freaking important. I'm super excited about it. So, just so you guys know, while we're starting out, if you use code EHC Energy Healing Conference, EHC, let me make sure that I have the right one so Tammy can write it down. She just taped it for me. Oh, there it is. EHC free. When you go to our website, EHC free, you're going to get free shipping. So that's really awesome. And then we also have a 10% off code on the website for when you sign in. So there's so many awesome opportunities and I can't wait to tell you even more amazing things. So EHC free at trueloveskincare.com is going to give you free shipping. Just get that over with right away. Okay, so I wanted to talk about what Mother Nature Fresh is. So one of the things that's really important is just kind of to share my story and how I got started. So my husband had 27 plantar warts on the bottom of his feet for 2 years. And it was really crazy because we went to, I kind of go, all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty Dumpty back together again. Poor little thing. He had so many warts and it was so painful to walk. It's kind of like the equivalent of walking on popcorn kernels all the time. And so your feet are just inflamed and in pain and it's just horrible. So we went to all the doctors and finally we wound up with a specialist podiatrist, and he did so many crazy treatments, like horrific, chemo poison, injections, cutting, burning, freezing. I mean, and just nothing worked. And he even said that, there's only a 40% chance that when they do surgery that each wart is going to be gone. And so it's so evasive. And so he was like, we don't do surgery anymore. And in fact, the Pediatric Association of Canada has put out a mandate saying, look, do not treat warts. They're not harmful. They're not going to hurt you or kill you. He's like, and the amount of pain that we put our children through when they come in for a wart is making them not like doctors. It's not working. There's only a 35% chance that it's going to work on warts. And so, there's just not a lot out there. And so one day the doctor was like, well, I've tried all my tricks on you and, have a nice life. And I was like, what? This can't be like the end, right? Like this can't be, my husband can't even walk. And he goes, well, I heard banana peels work. By the way, banana peels are pure acid. And it was just crazy because I was going home and putting pure acid on my husband's feet and they were on fire and it didn't work. And so I really researched for 2 years. Every night he would hyperventilate to go to sleep, just to kind of relax and just kind of breathe through the pain. And I would just be like, this is my life. My husband, what wife is like, go play video games. You did a good job at work, honey. Like, don't go anywhere. Don't try not to move. You're in so much pain, and that just meant that we didn't have a life. And so at night I would research for hours. And eventually I came up with a plant extract, mineral and essential oil blend that got rid of his warts in 2 weeks. It was like kind of amazing. And so then my daughter started to get cold sores and I was like, man, this is a virus. We could probably take that same formula, switch it up a little bit. Cause I know that there's other, plant extracts and essential oils that are important for helping with, herpes virus as opposed to the wart virus. And I was able to help her get rid of her cold sore in 3 days. I was like, yes. And my son started to have eczema really bad. And he'd had it on and off for his whole life. And it was just getting worse and worse. And I don't know about you, but I went to the doctors and got a steroid cream. And the first time I put the steroid cream on his skin, he screamed literally bloody murder. And that was the last time I ever even thought about putting a steroid cream on him. And the crazy things about steroid creams is you're only supposed to put them on for 10 days. But they're the only thing that works for a lot of people. And so they just keep using them. And it makes their skin weak and thin and more susceptible to eczema, which is just insane, and secondary infections. So I really started to research skin and why. And you want to know what the secret is? The secret's Mother Nature Fresh. The secret was that our skin is so depleted and so tortured by the poisons and the toxins that we have in our skincare that it just doesn't even have a fighting chance when it comes to eczema and psoriasis and rosacea and acne, and not to mention all of the amazing, crazy hormonal, disruptors that we have in our skincare. And I started to research and I found out that the average woman puts on, by the time she walks out the door in the morning, by the time she takes a shower, does her hair, makeup, cleans the house, does a load of laundry, she comes in contact with 500 chemicals. And I'm like, what does 500 chemicals look like in your body? What does that do to your liver and your kidneys when you have to detox? And what it looks like is autoimmune disease. What it looks like is inflammation. What it looks like is fatigue. What it looks like is adrenal fatigue. What it looks like is so many problems. And people can't figure out, I'm eating healthier. Well, I'm doing so many cool things. Well, I'm using this lotion that says it's natural, but it's not. And so one of the things that I became really passionate about was Mother Nature Fresh. One of the things that you may not realize is that the word natural is not regulated at all by the government. The FDA does not regulate the word natural. So companies can use a product and say it's natural without any repercussions, even if there's only one natural ingredient in the entire jar. So for instance, I was in the grocery store, and this isn't just for skincare. This is actually for food too. So I'm in the grocery store and I'm thinking, okay, I want to buy some lime juice. And I'm in there and I'm looking at the lime juice, and the lime juice on the jar, it says 100% natural lime juice. And I was like, yay. And then underneath it in a line, it said from concentrated with added ingredients. So I turn it over and I'm like, what in the heck? What in the heck? Like, and 100% natural lime juice with added ingredients. And I turn it over and it's got sulfites in it. And what you may not know about sulfites is that legally you're required to put that your product has sulfites in it because it is a known common allergen for people, and especially if it's in alcohol. You know, have you ever known somebody who drinks wine and their cheeks just light up like a Christmas tree? They're allergic to sulfites. So there's just so many interesting things about our products, and they do that because it's a good preservative and it's cheap. You know, not because it's healthy for you, not because, you know, there's ways for them to make a juice without all those preservatives in it, right? But it doesn't last 12 years on the shelf, you know, and that's what people are coming to expect. If your skincare products do not expire, you got a problem. You know, they have so many chemicals in them and so many hormone disruptors in them in order to make their shelf life forever that it's actually just really damaging to the body. And so anyways, I just really was researching this, and I couldn't believe 500 chemicals that we're putting on women's bodies, you know, and this is mostly women because we do more than a lot of other people, you know, with makeup and hair products and cleaning products and things like that. And, you know, and the great thing, and this is like why, so we've got, what is Mother Nature Fresh? I don't call anything natural anymore because I refuse to use the word natural when it's not regulated. When people use it like, whatever, this is natural. And then you look on the back and they're like, no. First of all, it's very, very important for you to look at the back of the label, to look and see what's in your products. You know, if you're a sensitive person, which a lot of people who come to the Energy Healing Conference are not just sensitive to the outside energies. They're not just empaths, but their bodies are sensitive to the toxins that we're just bombarding ourselves with. If you're feeling fatigue and restless leg and mental illness, and it's like crazy, your skincare can cause mental illness? Like, yes. And one of the reasons is when you bombard your body with so many chemicals, 500, then what happens is that it actually can damage your liver and kidneys. It can stay in your bloodstream and it can wreak havoc. Now, when your body is trying to process so many chemicals, it strips your body of all the nutrients. It has to work harder. And when you're under stress, your body produces cortisol. And cortisol is beautiful. It's that wonderful hormone that makes it so when you're running from a tiger or can't pay the bills, whatever that is, mental or physical stress, it makes it so you don't have a heart attack. It calms your body down. It just says you're not in danger. But that hormone requires so much of your vitamins and minerals, your daily vitamins and minerals, that it can leave you depleted. And your body is not going to take those vital nutrients from your heart or your core or your brain. It's going to take it from your extremities. It's going to take it from your skin. This is why a lot of people who experience eczema and psoriasis and rashes and arthritis, you know, it's always in the extremities, because let's be real, if you lost a finger, you would still stay alive. If you lost your heart, you would not be alive, right? So your skin is kind of that last place that your body has to rob nutrients. So if you're experiencing acne, if you're experiencing rosacea, if you're experiencing headache, you know, like all of these crazy things, mental illnesses, it's usually contributed to not just a vitamin deficiency, but also a mineral deficiency. So that really is the key for me, for Mother Nature Fresh, is not just to eliminate the toxins, but to realize that our skin is so void of any minerals and vitamins because our body is constantly robbing it. And I'll give you an example. Whenever you are sick, right? Have you ever like gone to school or the office or at home and someone was like, you don't look so good. And they can almost tell you're sick before you even realize you're sick. And they can see it in the color of your skin. They can see it in, you know, because your skin is so receptive to what's going on in your body that when you turn green or you're just looking sick, it's because your body was like, oh no, we got to help the body. It's so sick. We got to rob your minerals and vitamins from your skin, and the color goes out and you just look sick. And that is because your body's like, that's it. We got to get ready. We got to have an amazing, you got to figure out how to help ourselves, you know, get more vitamins and minerals in our bodies to help us when we're not sick. But the crazy thing is that unfortunately that means that, you know, how are we going to get all of that wonderful vitamins and minerals back into our bodies, and not just into our skin, but into our bodies? And what we're eating is not always helpful. You know, one of the things that's happened in the last century is that we started chemical farming. We started deciding that bacteria was bad for us, you know, and unfortunately, yes, some bacteria are deadly, some bacteria are bad, but not all bacteria is bad. And so we have, as a society, been like, get rid of any and all bacteria. And the problem with that is that, for instance, in farming, one of the ways our body gets magnesium, which is such a vital nutrient, you need the mineral magnesium for over 400 processes in your body. And the way that we get magnesium is through eating, right? It's through eating vegetables, through eating healthy foods. Well, the way that your vegetables get magnesium is through the bacteria in the soil. But if we're chemical farming and we're pesticide farming and we're killing the bacteria in the soil so that the plants will grow better, then we're not actually getting the magnesium in the plants. And so I think it's almost 67% of Americans are not getting their daily recommended amount of magnesium. So how do we solve some of these mineral problems? Minerals are at the core of health. You know, we always talk about vitamins, but do we talk about minerals? Our body needs 65 trace minerals just to really function properly. And it's really interesting. One of my favorite things when I'm talking to people who have issues, I Google, you know, eczema mineral deficiency, you know, eczema vitamin deficiency. And there's so many things that are connected to that. And so when I started to create skincare, when I started to create lotions and things for fungus and for warts and cold sores and eczema and psoriasis and acne and just overall facial, right? I have had rosacea for so badly for years. I was just like, I look like a drunken sailor. We joke that my cheeks would light up like a Christmas tree and everyone be like, are you okay? Do you need to sit down? You know, and it's like 70 degrees. And the one thing about rosacea is that it can get really painful. It looks like you almost have acne, and it's just, it can be very painful. And so there's so many problems that I was experiencing with my skin. And we're not even talking about like the easy stuff, right? How many of you, when the weather changes, start to experience dry, cracked hands and just suffer all winter? I mean, I can't tell you how many people I talk to, and they're like, my hands bleed. You know, they crack open. My heels bleed. My elbows have psoriasis. There's so many things that happen that are crazy, you know. And the interesting thing, I love this last comment, just love that you have feminine products. Yes. So interestingly enough, you know, so many women are suffering from, with their skincare, is they're suffering from UTIs, bacterial vaginosis, yeast infections. And the reason why they are, they're experiencing all those things is just so many chemicals in feminine products, in your lube for sex, right? It's just crazy how many chemicals are in there. And, you know, it's,
Hey, can I come on and tell a really
yes, please go.
I'm like, I don't want to interrupt her, but I just like,
do it, girl, do it.
I feel like I just have to share this. If you guys want to hear a really funny story. So my husband's in the shower, right? And he's like washing his hair, and he's, you know, he's like doing his thing. All of a sudden he gets a little thing out, and he starts rubbing out his face, and then all of a sudden, kind of like between the water and everything, he looks on it, and what does it say? I can't even remember the exact name.
Called private paste.
It's called private paste.
Private paste.
And he's like, what? And he's like, oh my gosh. And he starts washing it off of his face, and he just started laughing. He just burst into laughter. He's in the shower, and he got out, and he's like, can that like hurt me? And I said, oh no, it's from Jen. Her stuff is all actually real. I was going to say natural, but I'm not going to say that.
Right, we're going to say Mother Nature Fresh.
Mother Nature Fresh. And he's like, oh, he goes, you got to tell her that I did that. That was just funny. So,
oh my gosh. Well,
one of worried about that. Like, you don't have to worry about your like little kids or your husband getting into your.
Yes. I've even had like one of my favorite customers. She's like, I have to hide this from my dogs because they just want to eat it. They love it. And I was like, how funny is that?
I just have to share that.
Like, I was just like, oh yeah. I actually want to talk more. Sorry, do I have lipstick on my teeth? I want to talk more about the private paste, the feminine balm, our lube. It's called Intimacy. Just really quick, since she brought that up. I had a woman who, we were having a party. We were talking about things, and I was like, what's your favorite product? And she said, my favorite product is the Balance Pack. And I was like, oh, that's right. She's like, no, you don't understand. She's like, I have itched so badly for 50 years, and the doctors have been able to do nothing for me. And it's been so bad that I've had to remind myself not to itch in public. And I thought, 50 years of torture. And one of the things that people don't realize is that that is crazy is that you're not supposed to use soap in your vaginal area. And you're thinking, oh my gosh, well, how in the heck am I supposed to be clean? You know, it smells down there. If it smells down there, you have a bacterial imbalance, and soap is causing that. When you use soap in your vaginal area, it kills good bacteria and bad bacteria. And the problem is that when you kill the good bacteria, it cannot keep up with the bad. The bad will overgrow. And this is what we call bacterial vaginosis. And that's when they give you an antibiotic, and they keep giving you an antibiotic, but you never actually have a chance for the good bacteria to get back into balance with the bad. And so that's why we call it the Balance Pack. If you go on our website, you can look it up. It's the Balance Pack. It comes with a wash for the shower, which is actually designed to foster good bacteria, to kill the bad bacteria, thus bringing that balance back. And you can use that on the inside of your vagina, in the labia, in the areas where you just want to keep it clean. And it feels so refreshing. And it's so wonderful because I had no idea that this was going to help. I wanted this to rebalance the bacteria, but when the bacteria is imbalanced, you don't get UTIs. You don't have problems in that area. Our bodies are healing machines. They are designed to heal us when we have issues. But if we don't have the proper nutrients, if we don't have the Mother Nature Fresh ingredients, if we don't have 65 trace minerals, if we don't have vitamins, if we don't have good bacteria, our body is fighting an uphill battle. And I believe that's one of the reasons why so many people are suffering from autoimmune diseases now. I mean, like, how many people, like, it's hard to find a person that doesn't have an autoimmune disease. What's this? My oldest girl got an infection from a bubble bath. Yeah. I mean, you think you're being this really awesome mom, and you go to all these like really cute stores, and they're like, use this bath bomb and use this, bubble bath. And it is wreaking havoc on our on our beautiful, most amazing, vaginas. I mean, really. And the thing is one of the things that I love about Mother Nature Fresh is that when you create a product that has minerals and vitamins and essential oils and plant extracts, you can put it on your face and it's going to be fine, right? But one of the side effects that I love is that people tell me, well, I felt like this was so safe. I put this on my daughter who is potty training. Like, I can't tell you how many little girls experience what we call itchy potty, right? They don't wipe good enough. They're not wiping front to back. They wipe too hard. Sometimes toilet paper has some chemicals on it that's just so hard. They take a bubble bath. The balance gets off. And so our feminine balm is amazing for that age where they're potty training and they're trying to just really learn how to deal with that area and to keep it clean. And of course you're like, okay, well, we need to keep it clean. What do we do? Well, you don't want to put soap on it, right? And so that's interesting. Somebody was like, how do you correct low energy? So one of the things that I realized is that when you actually are adding back the minerals and vitamins through your skin, it actually is this is like so exciting. I can't even tell you. I just wanted to get rid of warts. I just wanted to get rid of eczema and psoriasis and help my family. But what I actually wound up doing was helping myself. I had would be the equivalent of chronic fatigue. I had mental and emotional anxiety and depression. And I started to use my Sun-Kiss pack. It comes with a mineral mist that has magnesium in it, right? And it also comes with a serum. It's so amazing. It's called Glow, and a moisturizer and a cleanse for a soap without sulfates, chemicals, anything. It's an old-fashioned Pioneer soap. It's amazing with essential oils in it. I started to use this facial and I was like, all of a sudden, after about 3 months of using it, because it takes 3 months for your body to start absorbing magnesium through your skin. By the way, it takes 9 months to 2 years for your body to start absorbing magnesium if you take it internally. I'm like, 3 months, 2 years, I'm in. So anyways, basically, I started to give my body all of this sulfur, selenium, magnesium, calcium, all of these minerals were coming through my skin and going straight in my bloodstream. It didn't have to go through my gut. How many times have you tried to do something healthy and you're like, wow, my gut is jacked. I really need to work on that. And how many times you're like, okay, I'm going to stay away from sugar. And then you just can't do it. Right? Like what can you do to really help yourself? And so it's really interesting because we started to use the Sun-Kiss pack. I started to change my products, my lotion, and I had 0 chemicals. So first, in order to gain more energy, you eliminate the toxins that you're putting, those 500 chemicals that you're putting on your body. You eliminate those. And then instead of just having no toxins, right? Because there's a lot of clean products on the market. That's not enough. You need to start adding in the magnesium, the calcium. Bentonite clay is my favorite product. And when we talk about Mother Nature Fresh, I like to get the ingredients, the minerals from amazing Mother Nature Fresh ingredients. So we use a lot of bentonite clay, extra virgin organic olive oil, plant extracts. I love using a product called MSM. It's a sulfur that is extracted from rainwater in North Dakota. And you need sulfur in every cell of your body for it to accept nutrition. Minerals are really important in keeping the foundation of our bodies running. Magnesium, like I said, you need it for over 400 processes in your body. And one of the side effects of having a magnesium deficiency is anxiety and depression and low energy and insomnia and eye twitching and restless leg syndrome. And the list goes on and on of when your body doesn't have the vital nutrients, you just don't feel good. You don't have energy. You don't have any of those things that your body is desperate for. And I will tell you, I'm vain, right? So I'm just so happy that I don't have rosacea anymore. I don't walk around like a clown with these huge red cheeks, and my acne my hormonal acne. I kept thinking, I'm 40. I shouldn't have, any more acne. I'm 45 now and I've had clearer skin in the last 5 years than I've ever had in my entire life. And it's just magnificent, right? Like, and people constantly are like, oh, you're just glowing. Oh, you just look so good. And I'm like, yes, this is what I need. And I love what Celeste said. She's like, thank you for making this easier. It's so easy to just change a lotion. Just change a lotion, right? It's so easy to just change it, you know, and all you have to do is look on the back and make sure that the ingredients are clean. And that's one of the things that I'm dedicated to doing. I'm dedicated to eliminating the crap, eliminating the toxins, eliminating the parabens and the sulfates, and not coming up with some weird substitution that's just as bad as what I took out of it. I'm really dedicated to making sure that it's not just toxic free, but that it is Mother Nature fresh with minerals and vitamins. Because right when your body's stressed, where does the vitamins and mineral comes from your skin? And what do we need to do? We need to replenish those. Now, here's the coolest thing. When your skin has so many amazing nutrients and your body robs your skin of nutrients, you have some to give, right? And then your skin's fine. That's the most amazing part. This is why we can help with fungus, and we can help with dandruff, and we can help with psoriasis, and we can help with just like dry, cracked hands. You know, one of the things that I'm loving is the side effects of nutrition are endless. You know, when your body is happy and natural, that's when you start to see more energy. When you start to see more revitalization in your body, you start to see happier and healthier, you know. And I'm sorry, one of the worst things that can happen is for your vaginal area to be itchy or just not feel fresh, right? We always the joke is, when was the last time you used the word fresh to describe your vagina? Never. Like, you know, but that truly, it's supposed to be like something you don't even think about. You're supposed to feel good, you know. And I think we've forgotten as a society that that we're supposed to feel good. Our bodies are supposed to do that. And the way that we can do that is to give ourselves that nutrients that we're just desperate for. I don't know if there's any questions. I just want to answer anything if you have. So if you want to go ahead and start asking some questions. I know Lisa was here trying to help answer them, but I just really want to reiterate the fact that, let me get some water. This is easy. Mother Nature Fresh is important. Mother Nature Fresh is easy. And when you eliminate the toxins and when you eliminate the toxins and you start to change the way that you look at the ingredients, you know, go into the store and look at the ingredients. When it says on the front, 100% natural lime juice, and then in small writing, it says with added ingredients. What are those added ingredients? And I can guarantee that's a marketing tool. They want to make you think that everything you're doing is healthy and happy. And that's just not always what it is. I love this question. Do you have a deodorant? And the answer is, oh, baby girl, we've got the best deodorant. So let's talk about, hold on. I just wanted to make sure that I'm not missing anything. Okay. Deodorant. So under your arms is a joint, like an area where you need a lot of movement. Anytime you have a lot of movement in your body, so like your eyelids, anywhere you have a lot of movement in your body, that skin is going to be very thin. And so when your skin is thinner, does not protect you as much, right? And so when you have skin under your armpits, 100% of what you put on your skin can go into your bloodstream. So a lot of the products on the shelf nowadays have aluminum, they have parabens that disrupt your hormones. Like, I don't know about you, but as a woman, I do not want my hormones messed with. Like, oh no. And as a man, you don't really want your wife's hormones messed with, you know. And so many things that we have estrogen. My husband and I were just talking about estrogen and how dangerous this fake estrogen that we're pumping our bodies with is. Okay, so let's get back to deodorant. So one of the things is, if that skin is so thin and everything absorbs, let's get rid of the toxins, right? Let's get rid of the Alzheimer causing aluminum, the breast cancer causing aluminum. let's get rid of that and let's add potassium and iodine and magnesium and selenium. So we have a deodorant that is just like a multi-mineral vitamin for your skin, and it has 65 trace minerals in it, and it doesn't have baking soda, and it works so good. I mean, because let's be real, you want a deodorant that is going to make you not smell. But I also am a multitasker. I'm like, if I'm going to put something on every day, and you better believe I'm not forgetting my deodorant. If I'm going to put something on every day, I want it to actually do me some good too, and not do me harm. So not only do you not stink, but you actually are getting nutrients that's vital. I found out that I had an iodine deficiency back in the day, and the side effects for an iodine deficiency was to be cold all the time, was to have heavy bleeding in my period, to have massive fatigue, and to have weight gain. And I was like, oh my gosh. So what did I do? I put iodine in my deodorant. I'm getting it every day. I don't have to worry about it. And I was like, yes. So deodorant is my favorite. And we actually just improved the formula. It's extra strength. It has more antiperspirant qualities, and it is worth every penny. Oh my gosh. You guys are going to love that. Okay. About Skinny Mother Nature Fresh. So information we need to pay attention. It's really important to just pay attention about what we're doing to our bodies. And the number one easy way is to just, exchange the lotion you're using for something that you know is going to have clean ingredients. I love that you can read all the ingredients and know what they are in our jar. So this is our nourishing balm, which is something that we use for any kind of rashes and things like that. And the ingredients are distilled water, olive oil, unfiltered honey, bentonite clay, MSM powder. That's that sulfur we talked about from rainwater in North Dakota, beeswax, grapeseed oil, vegetable wax, glycerin, vitamin E oil, essential oil blend. I mean, it's just so exciting to talk about this with people, because when you hear truth, when you hear, oh my gosh, you're right. I know that my skin is the largest organ in my body. Of course it's going to absorb nutrients. That's how God wants for our bodies, is to absorb nutrients in every possible way that we can. This is why earthing is so important. It's not just the energy, is your body can absorb the nutrients. This is why you feel so good when you go to the sand or the water, it's because there's so many minerals in your water, which is so really cool. The question was about dandruff. So I created a scalp treatment, and we used to joke that it'd be like, okay, dandruff check. And I always like to wear dark clothing, and I would always just be like snowing on me. And I'm just like, And one of the reasons people get dandruff is because they're allergic to salicylic acid. And salicylic acid is in everything. Salicylic acid and also sodium lauryl sulfate. So you always want to make sure that you're using a shampoo and conditioner that is sulfate free. But what happens is that when your body becomes in contact with salicylic acid, and it comes in contact with sodium lauryl sulfate, it actually strips all of the oil, everything, off your skin, which leaves it defenseless. We have sebum, we have our natural oils. And while you want to get the dirt and the grime off, you don't really want to strip every oil off your body, because what happens is that your body overcompensates or it undercompensates, right? Dry skin, oily skin, right? Combination skin. So a lot of people are like, well, what about combination skin? Can I use this for my face? Can I use this for that? And the reason why it's this scalp treatment works so good is that it's not about stripping the oils. It's about giving your skin the nutrients that it needs and the moisture that it needs, so it doesn't have to overcompensate or undercompensate in creating dandruff, which is dead skin cells, right? Okay, let's keep going because I'm so excited. All right. Do you feel baking soda isn't good? Okay, so here's the deal. Baking soda is not inherently bad for you, but baking soda, so there's acid and there's alkaline. And what baking soda is it's alkaline, and the pH balance, you guys have heard of pH balance. Alkaline can be just as dangerous as acid. When something is too alkaline, it can actually burn your skin. And so this is why a lot of people who are using a deodorant that has baking soda in it experience rashes, because it's made your skin too alkaline. So like I said, baking soda isn't inherently bad for you, but it can create sensitivities, especially when combined with a lot of the chemicals in our in our laundry soap and fabric softeners and things like that. And when you combine all that together, that what it basically can do is burn your skin. And so that's why a lot of people who use baking soda in deodorants have issues with rashes and things like that. So I hope that explains baking soda, right? In fact, I use baking soda in our bath soap, but it's diluted, right? You want to use it for creating a balance as opposed to being too much and creating an alkaline burn. Let's see. Do you have products for dark spots on hands and wrinkles? Yes, I do. Okay, so I have an eye wrinkle cream, and ladies, I am vain. So, which I don't think is a bad thing if you want to be beautiful, like, of course. But I am 45. I turned 45 this month in October, and my wrinkles just started to fade. Like I was getting them here, I was getting them here, I was getting in my forehead, and my wrinkles just gone. So I highly recommend using our Sun Kiss pack as a facial, and then our wrinkle eye and wrinkle cream is amazing. It's got rid of like the super dark circles that I had under my eyes forever. And then as far as spots on the hands, we have something called spot paste, and you can use it as a scrub or you can use it as a bandage, and it just depends on like if, for instance, if you have something raised, you want to use what we call the Band-Aid method. Put a drop on a Band-Aid every night till it's gone, or the scrub method will lighten it. So what happens with dark spots is that the skin cells get mutated in some way, right? The sun, radiation, chemical poisoning, chemicals, like whatever. Your body's just not healthy, and your skin cells are supposed to regenerate every 28 days. But when they get damaged, they start to regenerate slowly, right? So basically what happens is that because they're regenerating slowly, they are more susceptible to being, getting sunburned basically. And so you get those darker spots on your skin because it has no nutrients and it's not regenerating as fast. So how do we get your skin cells to regenerate like you did when you were young? And the way that you do that, and I love this because look at my arms. Aren't they so beautiful? Like no spots. It's so fun. And I was starting to just have the freckles that were getting darker and darker and darker on my skin. And so we have a spot paste and a nourishing balm lotion that you can use. And you just apply it, and they don't go away all the way, but they lighten like 10 to 15 shades, which is amazing. And it's just something that you do as your daily routine, right? And it's just so wonderful. It's nourishing. It makes your skin so soft. I love to feel how soft my skin is, because I just get so excited because nobody has, so many people are like, oh, my skin's dry and cracked and horrible. What do you do for warts? So we have what we call the wart pack, and the wart paste was how I got started. My husband had 27 plantar warts, and basically what it does is it nourishes your skin cells and makes them strong, all the while using antiviral ingredients with essential oils, and it's able to help your body reject the wart virus. And then once it's out of your cells, then your immune system can catch it. So it's amazing. Everything that we do has a 60-day money-back guarantee, because I am just so passionate about, if I'm going to spend money on something, it better work. We spent thousands and thousands of dollars at the doctor for eczema, thousands of dollars at the doctor for warts, and it just didn't work. So go on to our website and check out the wart pack. And for the wrinkle and the spot paste, you want to use our Sun Kiss pack for your face with the wrinkle cream, eye wrinkle cream, and then for the spots on your hands, you're going to want to use our rescue pack, which I recommend. And they both are amazing. We have tutorials on how to use them. It's just easy. Dang, I literally have those on my arms. I know it's because the older we get, the slower our skin cells start to regenerate, which is just crazy. Tammy, I think I'm almost done. I'm not sure. I don't want to go over on the time, especially if there's somebody after me, but I just am so excited about skincare, but not skincare, about eliminating the toxins, creating Mother Nature Fresh products that not only help with moisture, right? Or help with wrinkles or whatever, but really nourish our bodies from the outside in. It's time to remember that our skin is our first defense. And if we keep that strong and healthy, then we are going to be healthier, and not just our bodies healthier, but our mental healthier, but our our fatigue, less fatigue, so many things. And that comes from minerals and vitamins. And what better way to get them than through your skin? I don't know about you, but how many salads can you pump in your body? How many vitamins can you pump in your body? There's got to be another way for you to get nutrients. And I say both. I say through your skin and through your through eating healthier. And so that's something that I'm working on. I got the skin figured out. Now I got to get the healthy eating and everything figured out too. So that's really exciting. I have 6 minutes. Okay. So did I miss any questions? Yeah. Tammy was like, my husband bought the spot paste at the last conference. Yeah. So there's so many cool things that you can do. I actually love spot paste because it's about getting your skin cells to regenerate healthier and happier. It is so good for like wound care. Did you guys know that using Neosporin is like one of the worst things that you can do for healing, because it kills the good bacteria that your body needs to also regenerate faster and healthier. And it can actually kill that good bacteria that you need. There's bacteria everywhere. It's on your skin. Like there is good bacteria. And so because it strengthens your skin cells and helps them regenerate and faster, then that spot paste is a really, really good wound care. We're having lots of really amazing success with diabetic wound care. And that requires a little bit of one-on-one help just to get you started. But we've got you can always go to our website and contact us and email us, and we are amazing at getting back to you within 24 to 48 hours and making sure that all of your questions are answered. And like I said, we have a 60-day money-back guarantee. So use code EHC free to get free shipping at trueloveskincare.com. Now that I have like 3 minutes left, I just want to talk to you about making money. What? Yes. So many people don't know about Mother Nature Fresh. So many people don't know that you can accept nutrition through your skin. And so in order for us to help you, to help the world, right? Because I don't just want to help one person. I want to help all the people. We want to reward you for sharing true love. And so we have created a system where you can come in and join True Love, join the tribe. It's $29 right now, which is normally $99. And you just go to trueloveskincare.com/join for $29, which is a steal. That gives you a year's license to sell True Love. That also gives you at the base level 22% back on every purchase from that you purchase and your friends purchase. And here's the crazy thing, like we don't have any minimums. You don't have to sell. You're not required. We don't require you to stock product. We just want to make sure that you can make money sharing it with your friends. And then if you want to really work it as a business, we have a lot of people with True Love that are making thousands of dollars, which is like, yes. We even have an amazing fast start where if you're like, okay, I really want to do this as a business, that you within 3 months you can earn $1,000 on top of all the commissions. The other thing that's really cool about being a member of our tribe is that we have 5 ways for you to earn free product. We also have 5 ways for you to get lots of ways for you to get half price products, and also just special promotions and deals and rewards and prizes and swag. I mean, like, who doesn't love swag that you can earn every month? And then if you're just like, okay, how do I get all of this? I want it all. Definitely check out our auto ship. We give you a huge discount for getting something different every month. You know, that's one of the great things about True Love is that our products are designed. You don't need a lot. Your body doesn't need a lot. It just needs a little bit. And so when you give it a little bit every day, you'd be surprised at how long our products last and how just effective they are with just a small amount. And so definitely go to trueloveskincare.com/join. That deal is $29. Like I said, it's normally $99. And if you're like, okay, I just need all the product, you can do the join deal for $199, and that'll give you over $300 worth of product, plus that amazing license for the year that gives you your own website. We educate you more. Like if you're like, oh my gosh, I love your excitement. I'm so excited about what you said. I want to know more. We have an entire program and an app that we have that is designed to teach you about the ingredients and why they're so nutrient rich, about your skin and why it's such a vital part of your body's health your healthy routine and toxins that are bad. You know, there's so much we can talk about. I just get really, really, really excited about it. So I just want to make sure that you know that we are here for you. If you have any questions, definitely go to trueliveskincare.com and click contact and, you know, email us and we can answer any questions that you have. There's so many amazing things going on. Free shipping, 10% off on our website, $29 to join. Like seriously, I don't even know that we've ever done that deal. It is so freaking good. And just that $29 is like the best Costco membership ever. And if you're like, okay, I want to run this as a business, like I said, we're a small company, but we are paying out more and more. We have hundreds of people that are selling this all over the United States. And I just get super excited when people can learn about Mother Nature Fresh, when they can realize how easy it is, and not just toxin-free products, but nutrient-rich amazingness. So, alrighty.
That is amazing. I do enthusiasm as well.
Yes.
It's so fun. Well, I have several products that I now have on my list. I'm super excited. I'll probably wait till the conference, honestly, since I'm going.
Yeah, we're going to see your conference is next week.
Yeah, it's literally, we have our VIP next Friday, right? And then the following day is the conference. So November 13th. Yes. And
there's so much good energy at that conference, and everybody is so supportive of each other, and everybody is working together to just really create an environment that is not just good for your mind, but your body and your spirit. And what a blessing you are, Tammy. I mean, I know that is a lot of work for you. And so the fact that you are putting yourself out there, and, you know, running a business is blood, sweat, and tears sometimes, right? Yeah. And I know that there's days when you cry and you're like, why am I doing this? But it's so worth it. You know, you're supporting women, you're supporting health and happiness. And I just appreciate you. And I'm so grateful that you're willing to put in the hard work and the energy it takes to make that happen. So go to Layton next week. Oh, I'm speaking too at 10 o'clock.
All right. You're awesome. Thanks so much. Oh my gosh, she is so much fun. I love you so much, girl. Well, I just have to tell you guys that I have been messaging several people that I know that have their own wellness centers, their own wellness clinics, or they have their own offices where they're doing energy work for people, and messaging them to tell them about Jen's products. I'm like, you should be carrying this in your shop there in your wellness center if you don't have her products yet. So if there's anyone else that you think of that might be able to benefit from a minimal investment to add something new to their office, that's a great opportunity there. So also the next person that I'm going to have come on is the amazing Roseanne Marsh. And of course, I've already read her introduction, but I'd love to go ahead and have her just join us right now. How are you?
Hey, Tammy, how are you?
I'm so excited to have you here. Now, we have a lot of people who are going to be bringing their teenagers this next weekend for the Layton conference. And I want to go ahead and just thank you right now as being one of our sponsors for this event. And we have some free giveaways. We have some free tickets for those of you who are interested. If you have a teenager you'd like to bring with you, will you please go ahead and just put in the words C for conference and then T for teen. And I will go ahead and message you a free link to register your teens for free. And that would be, of course, compliments of Roseanne Marsh. And thank you so much, Roseanne, for being here.
Well, thank you, Tammy. I'm really excited to be at this conference. And I tell you, what a great time to be a teen. It's exciting because we are actually going to unveil some things about teens at my class on Saturday at 4 o'clock live. And if you can't be there live, then I hope you'll get a virtual ticket. And I tell you, the Energy Conference is the place to be. I went to one for the first time 7 years ago, and I still remember it. It was like, what is an energy conference? I walked in there and walked out a very different person. So to be a part of this is so exciting. So thank you, Tammy.
Exciting. Absolutely. I'm going to go ahead and turn the time right over to you and let you go ahead and take the stage here. And I just, again, want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, and also want to say how beautiful your hair looks. I literally wish I knew how to curl my hair like that. I literally have tried. I cannot do it.
Your hair looks amazing, and I love the long hair on you. You've always looked really young, but thank you. And I'm really excited to have teens come. So if you have teenagers, bring them with you, because my class is going to be for the teen and for the parents. And if you work with teens, if you have ever been a teen, this class is going to be for you. I didn't hear the introduction, but I will tell you, I'm Roseanne Marsh. I'm the founder and creator of No Brainers, as you can see up on the screen.com. It's an organization that empowers possibilities in a very positive way. And we work on the science of the mind and the body. So when we talk about empowerment, it's very scientific, but yet when you relay it to the energy world, you'll see, oh my gosh, all of energy is science, and it's so exciting. So we do have a new teen empowerment program out. It's called Level Up, Empowering Possibilities. And it is a really fun program and journey. And I'm going to kind of tell you a little bit about it. But the class I'm going to be teaching on Saturday is called What's Your Numbing Mechanism? Okay, now all of us, you have to say, all of us have a numbing mechanism of choice. And all I can say is, do not get me near reels. Whenever I am near reels, that is a rabbit hole I can go down really, really fast. But what is it about numbing mechanisms that we need to learn? And I'm going to unveil a lot of things about the teen brain and the incredible teen brain. In fact, there's some things that are going to blow your mind, literally, because the teen brain is so, what can I say? It's perfect for the stage of life they're in. And if you're a teenager, you have to know about your brain, because if you know about your brain, you know how you can utilize tools to maximize, empower, and get a grip on life, literally, because the brain is the most powerful thing that we have. And it's powerful because it creates. And so the battle is going to be won or lost in our mind. So would we ever send our kids out blindfolded into the world without tools to be able to maneuver, to be able to navigate, to be able to see what the Trojan horses are coming down the road? No, we want them to be empowered. So this program that we've developed actually works with where the brain is at in a way that it can get into the subconscious, because the subconscious is there to do one thing, and that's to keep us safe. And it may not have the right beliefs in there. So we've actually come up with tools. We call them apps, applicable tools that help go into the subconscious and become part of your tool chest. But anyway, there's so many things on Saturday that we're going to talk about. It's going to be a really fun, interactive class. So I hope you're going to come. Anyway, I wanted to understand a little bit about my background. It's kind of like, well, who is she? And why in the world should we even listen to her? But I do want you to know that I feel so blessed that I've had so many eclectic experiences in life. And I would imagine, as you listen to the short little scenario that I'm going to regurgitate to you, you have those same sorts of things happening in your life too. When you think back on your life experiences, you may think, oh my goodness, this totally prepared me for where I'm at right now. And that's exactly how I feel now. The things that I've fallen into and the things I've done, I've been prepared by the different experiences that I had. I started out by being years ago, I was a regional supervisor for a teen clothing company. So I had lots of teenagers working for me, over 200 at any given time, plus the management teams. And as a brand new supervisor, I realized really fast, I could make a lot more money if the people underneath me were performing better. Okay, aren't we motivated by money sometimes? Maybe that's not the right motivation sometimes, but that was how I approached my job at the very beginning. And then I recognized pretty soon, I was making tons of mistakes. Oh man, I was trying to motivate them, kind of like we would motivate our teenagers, right? Sometimes we don't meet them where they're at. And I found out that I needed to learn a lot more about how to motivate people. And one of the things I did was I went back to school while I was supervising, while I was traveling 60 hours a week, and took a deep dive into behavioral psychology, because I wanted to figure out what makes these people tick. Because some of the teenagers were super motivated in some stores, and some of them were just like, if I don't come to work, then I really don't care. So what was the difference between them? And I found there's some foundational primary things that people needed. And one was literally they needed to feel safe, they needed to feel loved, and they needed to feel of worth. And as a supervisor, I didn't know how I could make them feel loved in a work environment, but I thought there's got to be something else I can do. But I knew that the changes that needed to happen were with me. I needed to change. And one of the things that I saw was that after a while, some of the changes that I was making were making a difference. But here's the thing that I realized. We had a lot of people leaving all the time. I don't know how many of you out here listening hire people, have people underneath you. And man, it's amazing when you have somebody really good and you want to keep them, you want to retain them. But sometimes it's hard to hang on to those good people. So what's the difference between being able to keep good people and the difference between losing good people? And I found that the secret ingredient was twofold. One, they needed to feel appreciated. And parents, as you're listening to this, this has to do with our teens. They need to feel appreciated and loved and safe, etc. But the other thing is they needed the tools to feel competent. They needed to feel the tools to feel like they could do the things that they needed to do. Well, so we started working on that, but I decided to do something really different. And that was I took the training program, which was a good program, but I felt it was a little vanilla. So we shook it up a lot. And we did some very experiential things with it. We did some crazy things that all of a sudden started making a difference. Now I'm just going to throw out one of them to you just to tell you. And you'll go, what? You did what? But we did a shoplifting class, a shoplifting meeting. And we turned out all the lights and we had a strobe light. And then we had people, different people that were shoplifting. And because of the diversion of the light and the distractions, they had to see who was shoplifting. Anyway, that's kind of the gist of what it was. And of course, now we know strobe lights aren't really good to be around, but it made such an impact that they remembered it. I ran into someone that hadn't been under me for 20 years. And she said, do you remember that shoplifting meeting that you gave with the strobe light? I'm like, yeah, I do. Do you remember it? She goes, I remember everything about it. That's the beauty of the mind, about the brain. And that's when I went nuts over studying everything I could about the brain. Because if we can meet the brain where it is, if we can give it a way to get into the subconscious, look at this gal, 20 years later, she was like, I remember that meeting, that shoplifting meeting. We can help retain tools and skills that we need to be able to maneuver, and that they can be pulled out right like that. Then it was interesting. I realized that I was like doubling my salary all of a sudden because I stopped focusing on it and started focusing the right place on people. My salary doubled. And what was so exciting, and this is even more cooler than everything, it was our retention doubled. We were keeping people longer because of the training that was happening. Then I was recruited I retired from that, 20 years on the road, a lot of years working with teenagers. Then I was recruited by the local university and I taught sales there. And I found we had now a different thing. We had kids and young adults that couldn't sell very well because they weren't sold on themselves. So that's then when the self-worth and the self-concept teaching started coming in. So I started pulling in more of that. And how did that relate to the brain? And then I adopted my first child. And it wasn't what I expected. I get a little teary about it, but he was a preemie. He was born 3.5 months premature, and he was 1 pound, 10 ounces, just a tiny little thing. And I remember the nurse said to me, she goes, I don't get it. Why did you adopt the runt of the litter? And it was an immediate response. I came back to her, don't we all deserve to be loved? I mean, I'd been learning that over those years, and that was just a natural response. But what I learned, behavioral psychology had nothing to do with a special needs child, because now it's a new area that I needed to learn about nutrition and the gut and the environment and alternative ways of working with behavior, and received that experience. Then enter a divorce. And you're like, okay, is she going to go on and on? This is it, enter a divorce. And then the emotional piece came in. And I was led to cranial sacral and somato-emotional release that many of you may understand, where our bodies, the incredible neural system of our bodies, houses hurts, misunderstandings, things from the past, that if we can release those, let those go, we are, it's like a horse out of a gate. We have increased energy and trajectory. So what I'm saying is, the past experience gave me so much experience on the brain and behavior and all the different things to make it a little more holistic. I had a portion of the piece back when I was supervising, and just feel so blessed that now I've been given more opportunities to learn, and we never stop learning, right? We never stop learning. So I felt like my journey was going back to the teens, teaching. So started doing teen retreats out of my home, 2.5 days of being with teenagers at a time. Success. They loved it. They went nuts over it. When's the next one? But I realized I could really only fit 30 or 35 in my venue. And that's when the inspiration came that I needed to write it down into a program. But I needed to make this so that others could teach the program. So that's what we came up with. We have lesson plans, experiential, and true to the flavor of my supervisory days, there's nothing vanilla about it. It is experiential, it is fun, because when we can teach with different senses in multiple ways, we can get those tools. You know, the brain is like this huge computer, and it has programs that run us, and we respond to life through these programs. And some of these programs are just perfect. They're amazing. But some of them quite literally need to be rebooted. And we can do that. That's the science of behavior. The science of the mind and the body allows us an opportunity to improve things when we have the right tools. So anyway, I kind of get excited about it because it's a program that's making a huge difference. And as you listen to this, maybe there's some of you out there who feel called to work with teens. Maybe it's your own teens in your home that you're homeschooling. Maybe you're part of a charter school. Maybe you're part of a whole homeschooling community. Maybe it's an after-school program. And maybe it's just you. Because this is written for the teen, but there's a teen inside of every single one of us. And I have mothers that say to me, why did I not know about this when I was a teenager? I'm like, same reason I didn't. It took a life experience to pull this together. And now we can empower these teens and ourselves to level up, to empower ourselves to be able to maneuver through life. Now, the program is all about first helping them understand the ownership they have over themselves. Then they can work into empowerment over hardiness and resilience and their self-worth and how they treat other people and their problem solving. And then here's the coolest part. We reawaken their imagination. We pull out their passions and their purpose, and then we help them create. We turn them into their creators after we've helped them get rid of some of those things from the past that don't really help them. So what does this have to do with the class on Saturday? Well, you're going to learn a little bit about this, but we are going to talk about the brain so you can totally understand where the brain is, the amazing things about it, the cautions about it, but the tools that can help you assimilate some of the things. We call them applicable tools. It's like an app that you put into a computer. So I want to share one thing today when we're talking about numbing mechanisms, and we'll have a chance to divulge why we have them, what to do with numbing mechanism, and more importantly, how can you turn a numbing mechanism from something that's disempowering into potentially something that's empowering. And it's really pretty cool. I think you're going to love it. So I hope you'll tune in either virtually or you'll come live and even come through to our booth. Our booth, we have a booth there, and you can, in live in person, I'm just going to show you this. This is part of the program. This is the guts, the brain, the content. Here is where the journey is recorded. Oh my goodness. And this is something that will be a reference forever for whoever goes through the program. But there's online, and then those lesson plans literally are super inspired. They're so fun and diverse. But anyway, so when we talk about numbing mechanism, I love what Albert Einstein said. He said, you cannot solve your problems from the same mind that you created them in, or from the same state that you created them in. And of course, I paraphrased it, so pardon me if I've slaughtered it. But I love that, because we can't problem solve. We can't move forward in life. We can't think of better ideas. We can't become creators if we're in that same state. And when we find out why we numb, a lot of it is a diversion from an emotion that we don't like, whether it be just be boredom, or maybe it could be fear or hurt or pain and things like that. But one, I'm going to share with you lots of different ways to get out of our numbing mechanisms. But one of them I want to share with you today is a piece of music, one that makes your body just move. Now, I know we all have playlists out there, but if you've got one song that just makes you dance and move, things are symbolic. If we move our body, we get movement in our life. And if you find yourself, if I find myself going down that rabbit hole of those reels, if for just a minute I could put on a piece of motivational music, it's amazing how it diverts me to something of more action. Now on Saturday, I've got a lot of different things that I'm going to share with you on ways that we can take numbing mechanisms and make them more empowering instead of disempowering in our life. But anyway, this is an amazing journey. I hope you'll even think about whether you want to be a part of the journey. If you want to be a facilitator, a teacher, you may be even a health coach or a life coach, and you've got your clients, you've got your own program, but maybe some of these will fit into it. Maybe there's a fear piece. There's a full chapter just on fear. Maybe that fear tool is one that you'll use with your client. You'll pay hundreds of dollars just to go to retreats. But what's so cool about this, we certify you. So that means we bring you in for 2.5 days, and you as the adult, the leader, you need to be 18 or older. You come and you certify in this fun, experiential journey of level up, empowering possibilities. So it's like you're on this retreat high, and you go on the journey yourself. You transform in those 2.5 days. Now, this is January 6th through 8th in the Utah area for those that can come and want to certify and be live. Now, if you can't, and you may have a job, maybe you're teaching, you're saying, you know, this is perfect for my charter school. This is perfect for my homeschooling community. But I have a job during the day, no problems, because January 12th through the 15th, we are certifying at night online. This is we've got to do it both ways, because we've got people in all parts of the country that are going to be a part of this. Now, I only have limited spots left, unlimited for the virtual, but limited spots left for the in-person mentoring. So if you want to be a part of that, then I believe you have 1 week after the energy conference. And we have a great discount going on just for the conference. It is, the discount code is ENERGY2, a capital E on energy, ENERGY2. You'll get $50 off the program. Really exciting. We just added a 4-month payment plan. If you're like, okay, I can't pay it all up front, but I can pay it over 4 months. That allows you some flexibility. So it's really pretty exciting. So if you want to learn more about the program, because we haven't really talked about it a lot today, I've talked more about, I want you to understand the background of what has gone into this program. But more importantly, I want you to come to the Energy Conference, enjoy all of the booths, all of the speakers, and I'm hoping that you'll come at 4 o'clock on Saturday to learn more about numbing mechanisms. But bring the teens. They have to know about their brain. And in fact, if you want to know if you're left or right-brained, I want you to go to No Brainers. I don't know if Tammy's had a chance to put that in there, but nobrainers.com is the website. And if you go on nobrainers.com, now No Brainers, as you can see how that's spelled, you you can take the brain quiz and you can find out, are you left-brained? Are you right-brained? And how do you become whole-brained? So that's a fun little quiz that you can take. Now, another thing, I want to gift you today for coming today and for listening. If you type in nobrainers.com/brain, so that's nobrainers.com, like you see. Now, the Learn More is going to take you into the program. That's going to help you understand a little bit more about what this is. And come by the booth. I want to talk to you one-on-one because I know there's some of you out there that are going, man, I feel the stirring in me that I want to influence teens. And I want to do this. So I want you to come find me, or you can talk to me at info@nobrainers.com. But for those of you who came today, I want to gift you a gift. And this is about the 5 physiological brain boosters. There are 5 things, they talk about the physiology before the psychology. We take care of our body, and that's going to help bolster our brain. So I've got a PDF of 5 different things you can do to bolster your brain, and 10 of the most incredible foods that can help nourish your brain. So if you push in nobrainers.com/brain, that will give you access to a free downloadable PDF of the 10 most powerful brain boosting foods and 5 physiological brain boosters that can make a big difference. We start there, and then we empower up from there. We level up from there. Anyway, I'm afraid I've gone a little bit long, Tammy. Thank you for allowing me to be here today. And I hope I see all of you guys at the Energy Conference.
That's so great. I love everything that you're saying. And yeah, there's a lot of people who are working with teens as their employers that could probably really benefit from a lot of the information that you have here. So I'm super excited. Also, people who just really have a passion for working with teens would also really benefit. I myself have 3 teens right now. And so anybody who's teaching homeschool classes or teachers, or, I mean, there's all kinds of different, prospects out there for you, but people who could really benefit from this. So thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
Oh, she's awesome. I just love her energy too. Isn't she just so beautiful? Oh, it's so much fun. Well, I have a treat for you guys. Those of you who are on right now and you have teens and you have not yet got them tickets, because of Roseanne and her sponsorship, we have some tickets for you. So if you have some teens that would like to come, please let us know. We found that there are a certain type of teens that really love our conference, and then there's some that maybe not so much. But how do you know unless you try, right? So I'm going to tell you right now that the type of teenagers that really love our classes are the people who are looking for growth. They're looking for how to accept other people more. Maybe they have been through some things and they're looking for answers for themselves. Maybe they love to be able to feel energy and they know that they have some intuitive abilities there or some skill set with that. I would just love to be able to help talk to them and connect with them and support them. So thank you so much, Roxanne, for being on, or Roseanne. I appreciate you so much. And I also want to go ahead and just end with one last thing, and that is our conference that is coming up, of course, on November 13th. And you guys have heard me talk a little bit about it. This is going to be so much fun, and I can hardly wait. I want to go ahead and put the link up just one more time. It's also in the pinned comment, so you can click on your mobile device right on the pinned link down below this video and see the updated schedule, who's speaking, what's going on. And then we also have some amazing new things that we're going to be adding in: a Qigong session. We're going to be adding in a yoga session. We have a huge room that has a lot of wide open space so that you can come in and do the energy activities right there at the conference. So some people, they really love going into the vendors and taking advantage of all of the wonderful opportunities there. Some people really like going to the classes. That's wonderful. We are adding in just a few more highlights for this particular event, and I cannot wait to tell you more. VIP tickets are still available. We still have about 5 left. So if you're thinking that you might want to get in on the VIP tickets, not only are they still a very affordably priced, they will be going up in a couple days. So make sure you get in on it while the price is still low. But you're going to get audio recordings, front row seating to the classes that are really busy. That's even more beneficial. You're going to get a VIP swag bag, discount opportunities as well. And then, of course, we've got the VIP reception Friday night and then early morning VIP yoga for those who'd like to be able to join in on that as well. So lots of fun things going on, and we'll see you there. And if you can't come and you want to be able to get a virtual ticket, when you click on the link and look at the virtual opportunities, there are still virtual tickets. So, and they actually are not unlimited for us because we can only fit so many people on the screen, so many people there at once. But if that's something that you're interested in doing, it's only $15 to get access to classes all the way from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on next Saturday, November 13th. So lots of fun. Thanks so much for being here. We'll see you next time. Thanks, everyone.